What's up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC. With me is my beautiful wife, Tina.
Hey, guys.
Over there, we got Mike.
Hello.
And here we got Tommy.
Yo.
Just to remind everyone to follow our Twitter account at CCG_WrestleCast and to subscribe to the Countdown City Geeks YouTube channel. Subscribe by the end of this week. We will be giving away the Bumblebee exclusive print from San Diego Comic-Con. We're going to pick a random subscriber from our YouTube channel, so please be sure to subscribe.
I'm random.
Random, yeah.
So am I.
Create multiple accounts, subscribe with all of them. Really
Don't tip me.
I'm totally not Joey7531.
Sure.
Yeah, me neither.
Niner.
Niner?
Niner, you there from a walkie-talkie? Yes. All right. Today we're going to be recapping a great wrestling weekend, actually. It turned out better than we thought. Well, obviously, we knew Ring of Honor Final Battle was going to be good, and it exceeded that. And TLC had a loaded card. So we're going to be recapping that, and this is pretty much our last show for the year.
Aww.
But
We'll
get started. We're not going anywhere.
Oh, that's right.
Next week it's Pirate Radio.
It's so
Yes.
hard to say goodbye.
I used to sing that in my middle school graduation.
To 2018.
Oh.
All right.
Actually, 2018, not really. I'm looking forward
Okay.
to it.
Can we just sing Boys to Men songs for the whole time?
We need to do
Oh, boy.
do a cast where we do that.
Now that we've gone to
Oh my
the
gosh.
end of the road, on to final battle. Started with Kenny King defeating Eli Isom, and we all got that right.
Baby.
Interesting match. Kenny King worked pretty heel. No code of honor on this one. It was kind of short. I will note the pay-per-view, I think, started a little late, like 10 minutes late.
Yeah, it was something like that.
They were on Geekcaster.
We were unsure about it.
Yeah. But still, the match, honestly, for an opening match, Kenny King kind of promo, kind of calling out Issa.
They were waiting for Sandman to get there.
For Sandman, right? He was running late.
I thought he lived in the basement.
Yeah,
He lived down the street. He was still late.
Anywhere. He appears like the Undertaker when the lights go out, apparently. Real short match, nothing really of note. We all picked Kenny King. Eli was, impressive. He didn't showcase a whole lot, but it's a good start, I think, for him.
Yeah.
So, I'm just glad we got it all right. Next, they did the TV championship, which was Jeff Cobb defending against Hangman Page and winning, and everyone here except Mike got that correct.
Yeah, I went out on a limb and it didn't work out.
Yeah.
But Jeff Cobb is a beast.
It was a beast,
Very
and for
impressed,
his size, this was very fast paced.
Yes.
Very impressed, and I think you had said he was a suplex machine last time, and he definitely showcased it.
The words fast and Jeff Cobb shouldn't go together, but they do.
Yes.
For his size, that's
other than him at a buffet. No, I'm just kidding. I shouldn't talk.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Wow.
He's way more.
Shots fired.
He says that during tamale season down here in Texas. Okay.
Yes.
Anyway, he kind of, honestly, from his size and his speed, it does remind me a bit of Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
If he's got the charisma of Kevin Owens, that'd be
I
great.
feel like he's even bigger though. That's what's crazy. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe like a Michael Elgin kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Now this match here, this one kind of like really got it going. The women's four-corner survival match. Sui Sakai defending against Madison Rayne, Karen Q, and Kelly Klein, who eliminated everybody.
Yes.
That's a way to give someone a push.
Yes.
She did.
So everyone but me got that right. I thought Madison Rayne was gonna basically be one of those people that wins the title everywhere she goes, and not to say she won't Ring of Honor, but at some
Yes, you
point
could
she
say
will.
they rained on her
2019 is a whole
parade.
Okay. Anyway, so she took out Karen Q first, then Madison Rayne, and then Sumi Sakai. Her and Sumi Sakai went at it back and forth, and it was just awesome.
And when that match started, I was like, I do know these women.
That's
I was like, okay, I just needed to see their faces. It's been a while.
Yeah. There's so much wrestling out there. It's hard to keep up.
Kelly Klein won.
Kelly Klein won. This was pure Kelly Klein domination is the note I wrote down.
And it's entirely fine with me.
All right. Now, I have my paper out of here. Let me see this stuff out of the way. All right. Zack Sabre Jr. This was, I'd seen some of his stuff. This is the first time I'd seen him like live, at least kind of semi-live. It was on TV. But he really, I liked his cocky attitude. He had throughout the whole match against Jonathan Gresham. He did win. We all picked it. We all got it correct. So,
Yeah.
cocky attitude, a cocky pit. It was kind of like it was. I think you pointed out to me too. It was just like he bridged back and just put his hands there. So
Yeah.
it was like pretty awesome. But he's going to be at Wrestle Kingdom,
Yes.
so I'm looking forward to seeing him again. So very impressive. Dude's a bit skinny though.
He's extremely skinny, and
Yeah.
actually, you can't really appreciate how much till you meet him. It's like the guy's like this big. Like he's like I was like, dude, how do you travel as a wrestler and not gain that weight? I just don't understand it. But it helps.
Stays
him,
lean, I guess. Yeah.
It helps him with his submission style though,
I mean,
because
there's-
like. So he's so freaking thin, you can't really grab onto him.
I mean, he may just have a fast metabolism.
That's true, too.
I have a
That's
friend
true.
that can eat like 2 pizzas and he's still skinny.
Okay, yeah,
It's
that's
like
true
the
too.
Flash. You know?
Maybe
Nice.
that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just burning energy.
You just gave away a secret identity.
Oh shit. Zack Sabre Jr., aka Bart Allen, right? Or Barry Allen, whatever. He's 10,000
Allen.
names that the Flash has had.
There's sort of flashes, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Anyway, now next we had Matt Taven versus Dalton Castle, who they announced before Matt Taven was defending his real Ring of Honor championship.
This is the second time they've done this storyline, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, and I think T and I both picked Dalton Castle, got that incorrect, but
Boo.
I figured when they
But he came out with the boys.
came out with the boys, and the boys got involved too, and
Yeah.
man, there was some crazy spot. I think the one that stands out is when Matt Taven went for a suicide dive, missed everybody, and landed ribs first right on the
On the
guardrail.
railing, yeah, that looked bad.
That was horrible, and he finished the match. So I don't
Yeah.
never question the guy's toughness. That was awesome. I haven't.
Yeah,
heard
and
any-
he was right back to the TV tapings the next night.
I haven't.
No
yeah,
one said anything.
Made
So
it to
it's
Philly for the TV tapings. I never heard any sort of any injury issues or
Me neither.
nothing. But
I've been keeping my ear to the ground, especially with all the contract stuff, and I haven't heard one thing about him being out or injured or anything like that.
No,
So
he just kept going.
it was pretty awesome. So and
he might be just gritting his teeth and bringing. No, I'm fine.
By the way, guys, this is the real World Heavyweight Championship, and I've just claimed myself champion.
Oh, there we go.
something. Yeah.
is that a 24/7 rule?
No.
Damn
no.
Oh,
it.
dang it!
2-week
Had a
notice,
referee
actually,
shirt
in
upstairs.
advance for a defense. Yeah.
Oh,
I call him my
Then
shot
in
right
2
now.
weeks he won't be here.
Whew.
Yeah. There we
Keeping
go.
the title.
Happy New Year. So yeah, next now, Christopher Daniels versus Marty Scurll. How do we pick this? Sorry, I didn't write that down.
I'm pretty sure I picked Scroll.
Yeah.
Who did I pick? Did I pick Daniels? I
I
can't remember
picked
who
Marty. I picked Marty. I think.
You picked Marty. Well, obviously you picked Marty. You
Yeah.
got that
Yeah,
right. So
Yeah, you won.
I'll have to
I don't know if
do a
anybody
double
Chris-
check that. So
anybody-
there'll be a graphic here on who got what right.
Did
Yeah.
Anybody,
That's right.
did anybody pick Chris? Because I don't think anybody did.
Did we not?
JC, maybe not.
I don't remember.
Maybe we did.
Because I think
I might have actually.
I think someone said maybe give him one more run, kind of type of thing. But
Yeah.
That might have
I
been
remember.
me,
I
but
didn't save
that
the
might
sheet
that
here.
might have been me only because I'm a Christopher Daniels mark.
well, sure.
Oh,
I mean,
and actually, a little bit of trivia that I told them when we were watching Final Battle that I actually forgot this until
Oh
recently.
yeah.
When MySpace, yes, that's how far back I'm
MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace.
For all you youngsters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
before you had your books of faces and your grams that are instant, and God, I sounded like I was like
your chaps of
70,
snap.
80 years old.
it's,
Anyway,
it's
yeah,
Tweetergram and Clapchat.
yeah, but
Oh gosh.
Wow.
that was great.
I'm
Anyway.
cool. I'm hip.
Cool. I'm hip.
But there were a lot of wrestling groups at the time. Actually, at the time, and a lot of friends of mine back in the day. And there was no group for Christopher Daniels until I created one. I created the first fan group for Christopher Daniels on MySpace. So,
So
Yeah.
if you are still a member of this fan
so if you're
club,
still on
you still
MySpace,
know how to sign it.
and you
Is
still-
MySpace even still around?
Yes, I
Yes,
actually,
it
I actually
is.
logged into my.
Wow.
it's mostly music though
Yeah,
right
it is. It's
now.
Oh,
kind of
okay.
weird now, but yeah, I did that back in the day, like back in 2000.
Anybody know what happened
6 or
to
5?
Tom?
I don't know.
I think he just is enjoying.
He
the
works for
money.
Facebook.
He has a lot of money
Yeah,
now.
yeah, he has a
Yeah.
lot
Oh,
of money
Tom,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Tom.
The Tom. Not
Interesting
me.
note
The
about
guy that was
MySpace.
like,
Tom was always your first friend, but you could remove him as a friend. But on Facebook, you're not allowed to block Mark Zuckerberg or his wife.
Really?
Interesting note. Yeah.
That's
Try and do it.
really-
See what happens.
That's really
I'm gonna
weird.
block him. I'm just
Nice.
kidding.
I mean, he's a robot. But that's-
Yeah.
He's
Right.
gonna hear this, and then I'm gonna have like a
Seriously.
something-
Anyway,
search
uh,
engine
We
for
totally
it.
got off track there. Sorry.
crowd was definitely really into
That
this
never
match. I mean, by this point, it's Ring of Honor. The crowd's just about
Yeah.
into everything.
And it was
that's good.
Hammerstein
So,
Ballroom.
Hammerstein was amazing. They were hyped for this, and Scroll won, got the pin. Daniels
did
He tapped
submit
him
it?
out.
He tapped him out.
or tapped him out. Excuse
Yeah.
me. Sorry. And Daniels really was starting to get the ovation from the crowd. Like this was it. This was his sign off. Top rope, waving to the crowd, and then lo and behold, we talked about it as somebody who could definitely turn his hometown crowd against him
And
as a
then
heel.
beautiful moment.
Perfect way to do it. Bully Ray runs in and low blows Christopher Daniels.
Oh, man.
Easy heat, man.
Oh, by the way, we call that Nakamura now.
Yeah, we call that
Oh, yeah.
So
Nakamura.
Nakamura.
Yeah.
He came out
That's a
Nakamura
verb now.
Daniels.
No, I thought we should call it AJ Styled because he got
And
low
if you're-
blowed by
I
everybody.
think if you're doing the action, you're Nakamura
If-
someone.
if
If you're
you're-
receiving it, you got AJ.
Oh, okay.
I think
got
that's
it.
fair.
That works for me.
Daniels got AJ'd because Bully Ray Nakamura. That sounds like the most wrong sentence ever.
Wow.
And you're the one with the English degrees.
Only,
know.
Yeah.
only in wrestling.
That's
Call
what.
Webster and put that in the dictionary. All right.
Don't tip me. Anyway,
You know the crazy thing? You have an English degree. He has a history degree. We have math degrees.
Yes.
It's weird.
we're just
Actually,
like
mine's not even
we're
math.
just, we're just like a table of teachers.
Mine's not even in math. Never mind.
What?
It's in coaching.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't know that.
My minor's math.
Oh,
I have-
I don't coach anymore.
I
but
have a
yeah.
legit math degree.
He's a
Fine.
legit math degree.
I mean, I only say that because I passed a bunch of courses that I've now never used in my life. Because I teach high school math, but,
That's amazing.
worth it.
Totally
Yeah.
worth it.
I just enjoyed history. That's why I got my degree in
Yeah.
history.
Yeah.
So.
That's right.
Yeah, that's fun.
All right, sorry.
That's all right.
Off track
Anyway.
again.
So Bully Ray comes in, calls out Flip Gordon, let's get this thing going, and man, that
match
quit match was
was
just
sick.
brutal.
Back and forth, lots of
I didn't
And-
think they were going to
That's
go
crazy.
that far with this.
They went everywhere, and I feel like just about everybody got involved in this match.
I
Right?
was like,
It
what
feels-
does that say? Your handwriting's not
Everyone got
it-
involved.
it
Yeah,
feels
Everyone's
like-
nuts.
I was like, why is he aiming the kid just like a Carrie Silken? What did Carrie do to him?
And then
Does
the
everyone get
lights turn off.
involved? And
yeah.
they're
No,
like,
lights turn
oh, here we
dude.
go.
Well, that was at the end.
It's Sandman.
Sad man.
That
He's got an Undertaker gimmick apparently now, along with the beer and the candlestick. But
so the Undertaker. No, I'm kidding.
here's the thing: when they brought out the lighter fluid, and I was like, oh boy. But the way they were kind of caking it on, I saw that running off. I was like, I don't think they're gonna light this table on fire. It's kind of running off. But
I didn't think
they at
so
least
either.
teased it. You
But
know?
yeah, I like the
Don't
tease of
ruin
it.
the mystique,
Oh,
JC.
come on. Anyway,
I like the tease of it though. That was fun.
yeah. But Flip Gordon definitely showed his brutal side and literally beat Bully Ray into submission
Yeah.
to win the match.
Which is, I was kind of shocked by that because I
Me
picked
too.
Bully.
What a way
I
to
didn't think they would go that way, but that was
Yeah,
that was damn impressive.
Tina and I got that
Yeah.
right, picking Flip Gordon. But what a way to put a guy over.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
definitely. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, Ring of Honor World Championship.
This match was crazy.
yeah.
My boy won.
Tommy and Tina got it right.
Everybody was shocked and that my boy won.
This match insane. So
This
many
match- yeah.
false finishes. Really
Dude,
thought Cody had
for
a
real,
handle on this.
Oh, man, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like they had so many holes. I think
That
my heart
match.
after one lethal injection. I think my heart stopped when he kicked. I was like,
Yeah, we were.
oh, what is happening right now?
Me and Tommy
Yeah.
were just like, what?
Shout out to Brandy for the new bionic spear.
Bionic
Yeah.
Spear.
Granted, she hit her husband with it, but
And then she
Oh,
took her
yeah.
own lethal
Yeah.
injection, too.
Oh, yeah.
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 So
I
Man,
did-
those spears were great.
I do want to
though.
also
Yeah.
send a shout out to Cody and Brandy for the whole Metal Gear Solid attire.
Yes. That was
Because
pretty cool.
Brandy
Oh,
came,
yeah.
Brandy came out as the
Definitely.
boss, which I 100% approved of, and he came out as I think Venom Snake. I think.
I think that's
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff because it's like nerds are everywhere, you can't escape us. I just
He's
love
such a
that.
big video game nerd.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's got a Triforce tattoo on his leg, too.
Yeah, he does.
Known Zelda fan as well. So
Nacho.
Nacho, don't even think about it.
I love how all of us stop because we do.
Nah.
Yeah,
Nacho!
he's been kind of crazy
Our cat
tonight.
again.
Yes.
Please, we apologize
Hey.
if something happens again.
Come here.
It just means we're gonna have to do
All
that.
right.
Anyway.
Next thing is hope.
Now,
dun,
finally,
dun, dun, dun.
and this one stole the show, and it was a main
It
event.
did, and that's
Oh
hard
my
to do.
God,
That was
it
hard to
was.
do for this show, was to steal the show, but this match did.
Had a poll on Twitter after the match, and 100% of the votes
That's
came.
right.
I'm sorry, not 100%. Dang, I forget the percentage. Let me pull it up.
Why
Anyway,
didn't you write that down?
I usually pull it up.
87%.
No.
You're
Because
thinking
64% of all
This
statistics
one,
are made
well,
up.
this was tough. What? Good God.
I said-
Our statistics teacher says that all the time.
Yes. I'm sorry. 64% picked Ladder War 7
Oh,
as the match
that was a
of the night.
disappointment. You were like 100. No,
No,
I was
I
getting ahead of myself.
I think he was thinking of
We
the
should've-
TLC.
we
I was
should've just
getting ahead of
lied and said
myself.
100.
TLC
yes.
po-
I'm sorry.
poll.
64% said Ladder War 7 was 64% was Ladder War 7 was match of the night, which was of course between SCU, the Briscoes, and the Young Bucks, who brought out just about everything. Got bloody, got insane.
I think they brought out Sandman and hit somebody with him. I can't remember though.
I mean, a match like that is just not something you ever are going to be able to see in the
Yeah.
WWE.
Yeah.
No.
And whether there's good or bad to that, because man, they could have legitimately hurt themselves
Yeah, they
could. Oh,
so
yeah.
many
Yeah.
times. In fact,
They might have.
toward the end, which one was it? Nick or Matt took that sick bump.
Oh my
I
god.
think that was Nick.
I think it was
That was
Nick,
Nick.
right?
Yeah, it was Nick. And
And almost like
Yeah, it looked bad.
looked like I thought he split his skull for a second
Right.
there, but-
He just
Yeah.
threw him like.
Yeah, because he crashed into the table but caught the edge of the other table,
Yeah.
which I didn't even see the other table there until he hit it. I was like, "Ooh, there's a second table there."
And Jay had a crimson mask for about 3/4 of the match anyway.
I think
Yeah,
he
he did.
tweeted a video or a gif of that, and he was like, "I almost died."
Yeah,
Yeah.
no kidding. Jeez.
So it was insane. But
Because Arian was bleeding the whole time. Dude, what is it with the older guys of ROH return? It's like, we're going to bleed this whole match. Do you have
Well,
young guys
you know,
for that?
millennials don't want to bleed, so
Yeah, it's true.
yeah, just want to get color. They appreciate it, I guess. I don't know.
Me and you picked the Briscoes and they won, but
Yeah.
Yes.
What did you? Who picked?
I picked SCU.
we both picked.
We both
picked
Me and
SCU.
Tommy picked
I was
SCU
like,
to
you didn't write
retain.
down who they
I didn't
picked.
pick yes, but Ellie got it correct. But
SCU.
Yeah.
the Briscoes, though, man, that was pretty awesome to see them get pull the
10
titles.
time title reign.
10
Dude,
time.
That's
10 time.
ridiculous.
I'm not going to sit here and say it all 10 times.
10 times.
Yeah,
10
10
times.
10 times. 10 times.
Oh,
Just fast forward that part of you.
Oh,
Yeah.
10.
10.
10. 10.
Anyway,
maybe we should do the Scooby-Doo ending.
as for our pick results, Mike went 5-4.
Yeah.
Tommy and I both went 6-3, and
I'll
Tina
take it.
8-1.
Yeah,
The
whatever.
one missing was Dalton
Which
Castle.
is funny because about
And
2 or 3 of those matches I didn't know anybody.
Hey,
No, I
I
can't.
guess that's what makes you the
Or I-
man.
know that.
Or I knew one person and I picked that one
you know
person.
them, all right? It wasn't like
Spoiler alert, that's not even her best record.
I know.
That's true, actually.
We'll get to that later. All right,
Just
so
gets better.
our WrestleCast ratings for the show from 0 to 5.
Mm.
5 being WrestleMania 17, 0 being December to Dismember.
Why? What is wrong with
By the way, I don't know if we mentioned this last time,
What?
but that pay-per-view, because we talked about it off there, the December to Dismember official runtime was 2 hours and 14 minutes.
2 hours and 14 minutes.
Because I
if
looked
you
it
feel
up on the
like looking
network
it
the
up.
other day and tried to start watching
If
it.
you feel like
He
looking
watched
it
it
up,
for an hour and he was like,
get on the
forget it.
network, go waste 2 hours and 14 minutes of your
So,
life.
not to totally get off track, but I think one of the problems was it was an ECW pay-per-view.
WWE.
And the
ECW.
well, yeah, right. But
There's that.
their brand ECW, and the first match was the Hardys reuniting against Eminem reuniting. None of them, which I believe were on the ECW brand at
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah, they
so
were.
That was one of the
Yeah.
problems.
I can't believe I still
Woo.
laugh at that joke. What the hell
Yes,
is wrong with me?
it's still funny. It's
It
still
is,
funny
It
but
for
sounds,
still.
like, it sounds like because you probably hear us giggling, so you're just like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
stop
I
it.
was trying to catch myself this second. I knew it was coming.
No.
Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, so we'll start in order of who had the worst to best picks. And so, Mike, what is your rating for Final Battle? That's how it works on the show.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I haven't watched a lot of ROH pay-per-views lately, but I'll give it a solid 4. I mean, it was a great show. It started a little late, not a big deal. Some of the matches are just insane with false finishes. I don't have a lot to compare it to recently ROH style, but it was definitely solid, enjoyable. So I'll stay there.
All right. I'm going with a 4.5. This show was just fun throughout. It was just amazing. It was actually my first time, too, pulling this up on the Ring of Honor Roku app. And no issues. Streamed great. The Roku channel, excuse me. So,
Nice.
got the Honor Club signed up. Thanks, Mike.
Yep.
Thanks,
So,
Mike.
He signed up for Honor Club, so made the pay-per-view a little bit cheaper. But, it was a blast. It was a lot of fun. So, 4.5. Great show up and down. Wow. I mean, Ring of Honor is always a great show. See it live no matter what. So this was a lot of fun. Tommy?
4.5 for me as well. It's with a show like this, they have to work hard to make it not good. And considering it was Ring of Honor, I really wasn't worried about that. But it still was surprising enough to make me be really excited for it. With the Bully Ray, Flip Gordon, I Quit match was full of surprises and things that I never saw coming. I would not have been able to guess what was going to take place in that match. And of course, Ladder War. I don't think I've ever watched a Ladder War that I didn't love. I've seen all 6, well 7 now, and I've loved every single one of them. And they always bring it out for a special occasion. And Ladder Wars for Ring of Honor, they always just kill it. So
It was great, too. They had the belts hanging all night.
yep.
It was pretty
That
awesome.
was interesting. That was
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yep. All right, Tina.
I agree with you too. 4.5.
4.5.
It was really good to watch The last few matches, especially, man, they were really good.
I guess I undersold it then.
It's just,
Hey, you got high expectations, bro.
I did like the throwback during the Lethal and Cody match where Lethal flipped off Cody right in his face like Cody did to him after he beat him the first time.
Oh,
that was great. I love little moments like that. I'm weird. I don't know.
Nothing wrong with that.
no.
So that brought our overall WrestleCast rating for Ring of Honor Final Battle 2018 to 4.375.
Not bad.
Pretty good show.
Round off to the nearest
Decent.
tenth, please.
Still better than most of TNA in
Brought
2008.
up to hundreds, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Buffalo
went there.
wasn't too bad.
I did. I couldn't help it.
Some news out of this. They did film like another TV taping the next day in Philadelphia, the old ECW arena.
Spoiler alert. Are we
Spoiler
about to
alert.
give spoilers?
No, we're not going to give
Oh,
spoilers,
okay.
but check it out if you want to read spoilers. Some videos come out. If you're an Honor Club member, they did have some Honor Club exclusive matches featuring, I guess, the final Young Bucks appearance for Ring of Honor.
I'll spoil it. No, I'm kidding.
But this was
We just edited that out.
No, anyway, this was the final Ring of Honor weekend for Young Bucks, Cody, and Adam Page. And if you're a fan of Being the Elite, possibly Christopher Daniels, by the way, if you're a fan of Being the Elite or haven't watched yet, definitely check out their latest episode. They just kind of covered everything as far as pretty emotional at the end for them leaving and SCU freezing their ass off in Newark, New Jersey, saying once again that this was
That's
the
the thing about-
worst town they've ever been.
Yeah, that's the thing about BTE. Like, also, if you just want pure comedy, like, oh my god, there's so
Oh
much
yeah,
that
it's
is
just
so
random.
great.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, like this should not be funny. It's like, oh my god, that's so hilarious.
Yeah, it definitely was a great episode. I really enjoyed it. Young Bucks were talking about how it's been 10 years since they started there. And it's pretty much.
And I
for the
did
league.
not realize that
Yeah.
until they said it, and I was like, holy crap, it has, because like when they first started, they were just kind of in the shuffle. They weren't in the main events like they were like for every show now. They were like kind of just another tag team that were being slowly brought up. And I totally completely forgot it was about just like 10 years ago, like 2008 or 7.
That was after their Generation Me run in TNA.
That
right?
was
or-
like in between, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think they were,
I think it was at a time when they could work both
Yeah.
promotions. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it was kind of during that.
of course, Generation Me was like the worst. Oh my,
Iteration of them.
Yeah.
I hated the name
Yeah.
more than anything. I was like, Generation Me, what does that mean? But okay, whatever.
They're
Hey.
spoiled.
Right.
Well, that's true, but they could have come up with a better name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been 3 counts.
It's also cool
Anyway.
to see how far the Young Bucks have come because they were very spoiled and kind of they were kind of into this back in those days, and they're not really like that anymore.
They've grown. They've improved. They're still they're still working Wrestle Kingdom upcoming soon.
Yeah.
And,
Got married, have kids.
Yeah.
and showing again
got kids.
why Jim Cornette is not the be all end all of wrestling knowledge.
And prove that people can change.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
Jim Cornette changed.
no.
he's an
I
idiot.
said people.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Not that guy.
Jim Cornette will never change.
All right, on to WWE TLC 2018, the last pay-per-view on the calendar for WWE. 12 matches on the card, and
Man, that was long.
it was long. And for a WWE show, even that's pretty long. I don't even know if they ever put that many matches on a WrestleMania, pre-show included.
No.
They probably did, like, being the wrestling historian nerd. I think like WrestleMania 4 had that many because
Okay.
that was when they were doing the tournament for the championship belt.
That's true.
Was it 4 or 5? Whichever.
No, 4 was because 5 was Mega Powers.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's 4 because they had like freaking 20 matches because every single round was like, except for like one match was a tag team title match. Every other
Actually,
match.
I think if you look at some of, they may have had the total matches, but some of those matches were really short.
Yeah. I mean, they're really
They
short
were
matches.
2-3 minute matches.
If you're gonna have
Crazy.
that many matches,
Yeah,
you kind of
no.
have to.
In this day and age, you can't really have a short match unless it's some sort of comedic or
Like
Squash that made sense.
Complete annihilation match.
yeah. So now the pre-show, Baron Corbin. Well,
We'll get to that.
that was a great squash. But anyway, the pre-show had 2 matches. And the first one, and I was a little disappointed this was on the pre-show, was the Cruiserweight Championship.
But
Yeah.
I wasn't surprised, honestly.
Yeah, Buddy Murphy defending against Cedric Alexander. Tina and I got this correct, picking Buddy Murphy to defend. He did. But these two wrestled like they had something to prove. I think they were both pretty ticked off that they were stuck on the pre-show
Again.
after Cruiserweight for the last, couple months had been on the main show.
Right.
Yeah.
Starting to come up and coming. So, and I'll even note this about the 205 Live guys. When Mustafa Ali, prior to this, wrestled Daniel Bryan on SmackDown, a picture came out with all the 205 Live guys watching in Gorilla.
And Maria.
Yeah.
Maria.
That was really cool. I
205
like
Live
that.
talent, I should say. But they're a group, they're a family. Mustafa Ali himself was on Lillian Garcia's podcast talking about how special that was to him to see that. So They stick together. They've kind of taken on this mantle. A lot of people make the joke that you go to 205 Live and your career just dies because nobody cares. But
You're the bathroom break.
yeah,
Replace the women bathroom break.
but they're taking it with
But
pride.
their
Like,
matches are just killing it.
Yeah,
most
they're
of the
Yeah.
time. I mean,
they could have just said this like, well, I'm just going to collect a paycheck. No, they're taking pride in what they're doing, and that's pretty awesome. I think we can all appreciate that. So.
Yeah, they just got that stigma because it wasn't run the best when they first started it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
That's what it was.
As for this match itself, it was great. It was awesome. Probably could have been, it might have even been better than their Super Showdown match, which is the first time the wrestlers were Buddy Murphy. So what, 2-0 on Cedric Alexander. So great match, and 205 Live is up and coming. It's got something major working, and it's only gonna get better. And hopefully, like if you're on NXT and you get called up to 205 Live, you don't take that as any sort of like disappointment. You're on the main
Right.
roster, do something with it. You know?
Right.
Now, next match on the pre-show, the guitar ladder match. Now, when this was originally announced, we thought you're first to get up there, get the guitar, you get to use it as a weapon. But right before the match started, they announced it as the first to retrieve the guitar wins. Which, when you look at how much time they had left on the pre-show when this match started, it was like, that's
Not very
probably
much.
why they did that. Yeah.
Didn't have enough time.
Didn't have enough time. So,
Cedric and Buddy took them all the time on purpose.
I mean,
right.
I would have.
I would have.
I smell a little Russo. A little bit.
All right.
No, don't even bring up Russo to me right now. Oh my god, I read a tweet of his the
Yeah,
other
anyway.
day. And
Oh, I'm talking about the old WCW.
I know, but he sucks then, he sucks now because he's an idiot.
All right.
And I stand by that.
That's a
statement.
debate for another show.
Then
It
now
is.
forever.
Wow.
Anyway, Elias was got up and retrieved the guitar. So myself, Tina, and Tommy got this correct. Mike being the lone guy to pick Lashley. Lashley.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
love
so
doing that
starting the
'cause I know
pre-show,
how mad she gets.
Lashley.
Stupid.
This was, by ladder match standards, very quick, and it kind of had to be. It just
Yeah.
felt out of place. You could have just done a guitar on a pole, and it could have been tables, ladders, chairs, and poles.
Oh my.
Oh, my. Could have sounded like a strip
What
club.
happened to
Anyway,
Man, I was gonna say that. I was trying to stop myself like a wrestling theme show.
Wow.
No, I was thinking of like
shout out
that-
Sugars. Anyway,
shout out to the old CM
thinking of
Punk
Wizard of Oz.
homicide
Wizard of
match.
Oz. Oh.
Yeah, we had
lions and tigers and bears. Oh my.
no, I thought that too, but when he said polls,
But I added
first
poles
time-
at the end. I was
Oh.
like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that doesn't
when he
sound
added
good.
polls, that's what I thought of.
Of course, post match,
My
the typical heel Lashley hit Elias with the guitar, with the Rush get involved as well. So
Of course.
Elias won the match, but hey, he's getting over as a face. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So
Except in Seattle. I'm sure he's still
except in
hated.
Seattle, he's gonna be hated there forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait for them to go back there with him as a face.
Yeah, I don't
Yep.
think it's gonna happen. He's not gonna be a face there.
Now the main show started, and the mixed match challenge final opened the show.
Which you were surprised about. We're like, what?
Yeah, this could have been something later, but Mahalisha
been
versus the
pre-show.
Fabulous Truth.
Break.
Dance break.
Dance break.
Tommy
sorry.
picking Mahalisha
Yeah, I
was
messed
the
it
only
up.
one that got it wrong.
Well,
Oh,
I did.
well.
Mike, Tina, and I got it correct picking the Fabulous Truth.
I still stand by what I said.
We know.
Carmella get the submission on Alicia Fox, and then what you
Code
did,
of
you were
silence.
happy to see that Alicia Fox came out with a captain.
I don't know
Absolutely.
Yes.
why the heck did you write that?
Why?
You had to
Because he
write.
mentioned it. That's why.
Because it's very important to Tommy.
It is.
It's very
because-
important.
Still
Tommy.
waiting for Alicia.
I am the captain
Alicia to be in like the Royal Rumble with
And with
Kairi
Kairi
Sane.
Kairi Sane,
yes.
and they're fighting over the
and
captain's
she has
hat.
to have the hat.
Well, she fought over with R-Truth in this match.
Yes,
he
she
took
did.
it from her, yeah.
I swear, one of these days they're going to make the ring look like a freaking pirate ship, and they're going to be battling for control of the ring or something.
I would
Yes.
love
Of
that.
course she would.
Anyway, of course, as we know, they announced that the winner would get the number 30 spots in the respective Royal Rumbles. But they added the all expenses paid trip to anywhere
Anywhere
in
in
the
the
world.
world.
So good.
Oh
And
my
they go to
God.
Hartford, Connecticut.
And well,
So
look,
our
look,
truth, but Carmella apparently didn't know. You had to
yeah,
submit
she
your
did.
pick
Just,
prior.
R-Truth had her back. He
But our
took
truth
care
is
of it.
like, yeah, it's like, I got this. Where we go? We go Paris? No, we go somewhere better. Think bigger.
I love this.
We're
so
booking a trip to WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut.
Steph,
Wah, wah.
I thought it was Hartford. Connecticut.
Hartford, excuse me.
I was
no,
like, I
it's
said-
not.
No, it's Stanford.
It's
much. This is
Stanford.
different.
Oh, I thought it was Hartford.
You had to Google
No.
that?
I don't know.
All right,
Google
no,
it.
that's
I'll
fine.
Google it.
It's Stanford.
Yeah.
I stand by it.
Cut Rachel, yeah.
Like it's a far drive. Oh my god.
The best part is, too, if you go onto Carmella's Twitter, she has a picture of R-Truth yelling in the mic like this and saying, caption this.
I did not. Okay, I know what I'm doing tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I will show you what I tweeted.
Stamford.
Stamford,
Stanford.
close enough.
Not
One
Stan,
letter off.
but Stamford.
That's what we said.
I wrote you, but you still ain't called.
I'm not an English teacher. I'm just saying.
So this was my caption. I'm gonna let you enjoy that.
Oh, I hate you so much.
Yeah.
But I can't help
You
it.
can let us, enjoy it.
Oh, yeah. Hello, baby.
Hey,
Feeling oh so
a lot of people got a kick out of it. So I mean, I'm just
Just
saying.
let it shine.
All this, and I still can't find the strength in me to cut my hair, so I can't hear this joke anymore.
Anyway, pretty humorous spot, and
Sexual
Yeah.
chocolate.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see.
And we're not talking about Mark Henry.
I'm just throwing this out there. The Women's Royal Rumble could very possibly open the show.
I think so.
And R-Truth will show up at the 30 spot.
Yes.
Thinking it's his turn.
I feel it.
Honestly
wait.
hope that the women's is
We're all gonna wait
is-
for that.
I hope
Yes.
that the men's is first. He comes out at third. The women's is second, and he still tries to come out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And Carmella runs out and stops him. Like, what are you actually doing?
Again, not to get onto other things at the show, but given some stories, it might be toward the end again.
Well,
That
that's,
might be
that's
more-
fair.
Depends, yeah.
Well,
With-
yeah, because
depending on certain things, yeah, we'll get to that.
Considering the women aren't the bathroom break anymore.
considering
They're the
main
reason.
event. How they
considering
go.
some of the men are the bathroom break now.
By the way,
Well-
R-Truth does keep it coming. Tonight on SmackDown, he
Oh,
teamed
God.
with Carmella, wrestled against The Miz and his new mixed match partner, Mandy Rose. And right before the match, just kind of promo, I was like, hey, we're the mixed match challenge. We 30 spots on Rumbles, but we're ready to beat you, Miz, and your wife, Maurice. And it was Mandy Rose.
Yep.
R-Truth
It's
is
Maurice,
the-
right?
Is Maurice, right? No? All right, well.
R-Truth is a national treasure and must be protected
Yes.
at all costs.
Miz and
I
Mandy
agree.
Rose did win the match, and Corey Graves was just jumping out of his seat because he was that close to
Oh
Mandy
my
Rose at ringside.
God.
So. Great.
Almost
I love
like
it.
she was
Keep it
Alexa
going.
and you were Jason. Oh, wait, what?
Close enough.
Yes.
Although I
Pretty
love
much,
Mandy
yeah.
too. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, SmackDown Tag Team Championship was next. The bar, we all picked the bar, got it correct. They successfully defended.
I think we all did it.
Two hands.
They only do it one, don't they?
Yeah, they do
It
it
is
one,
one.
but like people are pointing everywhere.
This is,
We're
we're,
the
we're,
Roman
I'm gonna-
Emperor thing.
we're
I'm
all
gonna do
pointing in
this,
this
and then do
direction.
this.
Yes. Anyway,
Subscribe, by the way.
now Sheamus pinned
Like-
Xavier Woods after a bro kick. And we basically got an Uso super kick party throughout this match.
That
It felt
was
like it
actually,
was
I
the
actually did
Challenger Young
enjoy
Bucks.
that. I did.
Super kick party.
I actually did enjoy that because I was like, I feel like they're calling them. I was like, just come to WWE, you jackasses, so we can all wrestle.
We can just super kick each other all day.
No, I feel like with me with this match, it was always the same three teams fighting over the tag titles.
That's
You
true.
got to
Yeah.
start building people up.
Well,
And-
didn't they have people show up today?
Yeah.
Well, Sanity made an appearance attacking the Usos,
As did Gallows and Anderson.
as did Gallows and Anderson. So they need to start using it more and more.
Yeah, for Gallows and Anderson, book it back to Japan.
I mean, that's the rumor
Yeah.
when their
Yeah.
contract's up.
Them and Nakamura.
Yeah.
Make some money.
Oh, I don't know. I heard they want to keep Nakamura.
I know, but I'm just saying they better try.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
it's-
but they're not going to try with, from what I understand, with Kyle and
Oh, that's true.
Gallows and
Oh,
Anderson.
Gallows.
oh, New Japan
Yeah.
will.
We'll see, unless they go to All Elite Wrestling. We'll see.
That's true.
Now, the next we got our first TLC match of the night, which was Braun Strowman versus Baron Corbin. As we predicted. As we
Versus
predicted.
Baron
Well
Cor-
done.
No, versus Braun Strowman.
Ron,
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
Braun Strowman.
As we predicted, Heath Slater was the referee for this match.
Yeah.
Yes.
And as we predicted, we all picked Strowman to win. We all got it correct. But here's what the interesting part was. Strowman still had his arm in a sling. Obviously, probably not cleared to take any bumps whatsoever.
Mhm.
But they really did a good job with the story here saying, what you fail to realize in a TLC match, anything goes.
Yeah.
Which
No
means anybody
DQ.
can get involved. There's no DQ, nothing. So that brought out Apollo Crews, Bobby Roode and Chad Gable, Finn Balor, and Heath Slater took his referee shirt off. And then finally Kurt Angle comes out. And they all laid a beating on Baron Corbin that
That
the
was-
fans just loved. I think we
And
all
then
enjoyed
Braun
it.
just stood on
it.
it.
Got in the ring,
Whoa.
stood on him. Watch the mic there. Whoa.
She got
A
so
little too
excited.
excited.
Whoa.
My bad.
Sit on like this.
She was so excited to see
this,
Corbin get his
In
ass
your
kicked.
face.
Yeah. So that was, I mean, what the match, the only way you could really book that.
That
So
was the squash match.
that was
It
the
was great.
squash, and that was a great squash.
And that
so.
worked for me because when Braun came out, I was like, okay, so they got to do this some kind of. What are they gonna do? And I thought, oh, that's actually pretty brilliant.
And
I-
then, and then yesterday on Raw they had.
Yesterday, I was just
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, if you can beat this man,
It was better
we'll
the
make
first
you.
time.
We'll make you the GM. Yeah, I know. We'll make it the GM, and then it's Kurt Angle, and then Triple H comes back. Oh
Then
yeah,
that's
by
why I
the
liked
way,
it because they kept interrupting. It's like,
oh,
I
yeah.
totally forgot.
I totally forgot. My bad. You know,
This is a handicap match.
it's a handicap match. Oh yeah. By the way, it's, no DQ.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, by the way, the referee's Heath Slater. So.
yeah.
Slater's great as a referee.
He is actually.
Yeah.
It really
I would
is.
like to see him wrestling again. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, next we got a tables match. Natalya versus Ruby Riott. Tommy, Mike, and Tina got this correct. I picked Ruby Riott thinking, they could really go with the heel, but they made the central point of this match Anvil.
Yes.
And this was kind of Natty's revenge, Natty's tribute to her dad. And
There's some great shots.
great shots. I mean,
I hope they got those shots.
first off, putting on her dad's jacket for pretty much the second half of this match.
Yeah,
and
that was
wrestling in
really cool.
Pulling out a table with Ruby Riott's picture on it.
Pointing
That was
she
really.
pointed to the sky when she put the jacket
She
on.
did point to the sky when she put the jacket on, and damn near almost went to tears there. So you
Yeah.
could tell this was an emotional moment for her.
Yeah.
And the best part was the finish too, where she powerbombed off the second rope through the table. But when she landed with the powerbomb,
She
she
stood
landed
there.
right on her feet and just stood there.
In
And it was
authority,
like
like
perfect,
Yeah. That was,
perfect camera shot.
it was
You
really
couldn't
cool.
write that any better.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And really the whole story, because I thought that maybe Bailey and Sasha would eventually come
Yeah.
down to
To
help even
them.
out, but she took them all out on her own. That,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I think we kind of saw why with what happened on Monday, but that was pretty cool at the time.
I thought so too. I was like, oh snap, she just put everybody through it.
Yeah.
Too. All right, cool.
yeah, she just
Yeah.
took everybody out, which was awesome. Liv Morgan again taking scary ass bumps.
Oh my
too.
gosh,
She
yeah. I thought she died.
Yeah.
Again.
Unless you,
She becoming the new Sasha.
dive.
Oh my
Dang,
gosh, she
yeah,
died.
actually, yeah, I didn't even think about that.
She knows how to sell, man. That's that much I know. So.
Like Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
I thought
Okay.
Dolph Ziggler used to die once a week back in the day.
Oh
Like,
my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
He did.
Speaking of Dolph, he got involved with the next match. Great segue
Good
there.
segue.
Great segue.
Good
Finn
job, Tommy.
Balor
Thank you.
defeating Drew McIntyre, and Tina the only one getting this correct, picking Finn.
I really thought, that, yeah.
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 I mean, I'm happy for Finn. and
told
I'm a
Me
Finn
too.
fan.
I mean,
I
I,
just-
told you
It's
I
good.
don't
I
go
I was
against
just
my
very
boy.
shocked by this. Is
I was
that
extremely surprised by this.
I don't go
And-
against my boy. I'm just saying.
well, maybe I thought this would be earlier in the night, thinking that they were going to have Heath Slater
Yeah.
be the ref and work for Drew McIntyre.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. I was double. I was thinking about it again. Like, oh, maybe I should have picked Drew. But then I was like, no, I don't know. And then when he won, I was like, yes.
Yes, all of you suck.
Yeah.
No, she didn't really say that, but she wanted to.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
Yeah,
think she
so-
did say that.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Under her breath.
Didn't she text it to me? I thought she did.
None of you were here except JC and my kids. But,
You got
no,
kids.
I didn't
Got
say it.
kids. I
Need
need
this
this
job.
job. I wear a size XL. Would love that shirt for Christmas. Anyway,
Sorry.
Ziggler interfered to help Balor, but what was interesting is there was later on there was a backstage segment where Dolph attacked Finn during the interview. So
Yes.
Ziggler's in it for the long haul, like just for his own. So this is kind of like a tweener kind of role for him, and
Did
I
they
like
have a
that.
match yesterday?
They did have a match, all right.
Yeah.
Who won?
Dragon McIntyre got involved. I think it was just
Oh.
DQ
no
or-
contest.
yeah.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, I know we got to get through this in the Raw, but
Got time.
it feels like they were, and maybe they still are, but like it feels like you're ready to push McIntyre up into that top level, and this is kind of keeping him
Mid card.
right there at the moment. And we'll see if it changes the next
Unless
couple
they're
weeks.
starting
but-
to rebuild Finn again to
You know,
which is true, but
to show to come out as like
This is the point of the year where they kind of keep everyone 50-50 booking, and then whoever comes out of the Rumble, it changes
Yeah.
things. So it's
Yeah.
so,
you know.
and actually that's true for a couple things. So we'll get to that a little.
Maybe
bit.
they're gonna build him to be to come out with the face paint and everything too.
if he showed up as a demon for the Rumble,
The
he's
demon.
winning the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
I hope that.
I mean, I hope.
Yep. Now the chairs match we got next, and sadly this probably was the bathroom break match because
Sadly.
it's a feud that
It's
nobody
just-
really cared about.
Well, not only that, it's just because we've seen it already. We're like, okay, like,
Yeah.
like
what's the
8
point?
years ago.
What's the point of this match? I don't get the point of this.
Mysterio won. Tina, Mike, and Tommy got this correct. I got it wrong. Picking Randy Orton.
619.
619. But this, I mean, it's over. It's great.
That's
There's
my
really not a whole lot
primo.
to go with it. So, yeehaw.
Yeah.
Anyway, now next, the Raw Women's Championship, Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax Part 2.
Deuce.
I'll pick Ronda. All got it correct.
Yeah.
And
It was better than I thought it was going to be, actually.
it
good
was.
Yeah.
Ronda,
Yeah.
Ronda has shown
It-
more and more she can carry a
It kind of
match,
started off a little slow and then it got a little better just because.
which is
they
great.
were
You want
just-
you want to have the crowd down and then bring them
Yeah,
up.
they were just trying to sell the whole thing of Nia's gonna punch you, Nia's gonna punch you, and then she
Yeah.
never got to punch her.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I did like that because because consider she did it by accident one time. I was like,
Yeah.
whereas she does it on purpose this time. Well, crap.
Best part too of the
Yeah.
finish though was before Ronda pulled the armbar. She looked at Tamina, grab Nia's fist, kiss Nia's fist,
Oh yeah.
and then pull the arm bar.
And she jerked her arm so bad, I was like, okay, my shoulder almost fell out of place watching.
Yeah.
Like, okay, like that's a subliminal message of my own shoulder was just like, oh, okay, let me push my shoulder back because that maybe my shoulder would jump out of place real quick.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Now, the best part of this post-match, we get backstage.
The
Nia's
post-match
walking
was
backstage,
great.
and then who shows up but Becky Lynch,
The man.
the man who says, "Remember when you broke my face?" And then she just laid her out,
She
and she said, "Keep my name out your mouth."
dude,
Keep my name out your mouth.
Yep.
that was like a on the street beat.
And then
like,
Yes.
5 seconds later, Tamina runs down like, "Oh,
Yeah,
my
no.
bad.
Oh, what happened?
I
I'm
was
sorry.
like, I thought that too. I was like, what the heck? Where was Tamina?
I don't know.
She was talking to someone in Gorilla.
She was letting
I
her
guess.
walk out like, oh, I'm in pain.
that's like when you get beat up and your cousin shows up. You're just like, where the heck were you? It's like mom called. I didn't know you were outside.
my bad.
Oh man, I had your back way back, but I had it.
So and also Becky scares me. You kind of had that coming. I can't even lie.
Like, let's not lie. You deserve that.
Yep.
Let's just move on.
Yeah. Well, let's move on. Sorry.
Segue.
Great segues.
WWE Championship.
Hashtag segues. We
All
have
picking Daniel Bryan to defeat AJ Styles, and he did. But man, what a match this was!
this. Okay.
Yes.
It was a
Uh,
clean finish, first of all, which is
there is that,
important.
yeah.
Very
Yes.
important. But Daniel Bryan,
Mr. Small Package.
That just sounds bad.
reversed the small
I know,
package.
but that.
Reverse the small package.
But
yeah.
that.
No,
but,
I know, but
Yeah, that's how.
But-
But he's right. But he's
modern
right.
thing, yeah.
Back in
Yeah, yeah,
ROH, he used to yell. He used to yell on the mic on purpose. I am Mr. Small Package, and I was like, I always was like, I don't think I would have said that out loud to
No.
everybody.
but you also
that's great.
couldn't turn him into a pretzel like he can. So.
That's true. Too.
It's just amazing to me that this guy who has been cheered from day one,
Yeah.
even through the
His
yes
heat
and
is
no thing,
nuclear.
now he knows how to
Yes.
pull heat, and he's showing that side of him, which is pretty awesome.
It's actually really great.
Like his wrestling IQ is just
Amazing.
incredible.
Yeah.
The way he just knows
It's off
how
the charts.
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Like his rants about
It's the
like,
vegan, it's a vegan thing.
that
Yeah.
when he
Vegan
came out.
powers.
What last week he said?
No vegan
I
time.
called all of you sheep, and I want to apologize to sheep because that was an
Yes.
insult to sheep. I was,
It was
like,
awesome.
That was like that is the
I'm
best
telling you, he's got vegan powers.
ever.
You know, I know when we rate shows, we go 0 to 5. You know, like we said earlier,
Yeah.
5 is WrestleMania 17.
Yeah.
This match was like WrestleMania 17, followed by like the best of Shawn Michaels after that, just to like add to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This was like a 6 or 7 star. Like
I agree
it
because
was just amazing.
I think it's sad that we didn't expect it to be that good, although we knew it could be good. I think it's sad. we
I mean, the
didn't-
first time they wrestled, we were like, wow.
yeah,
I mean, you see these two on the card, you know it's going to be good.
yeah,
So,
Yeah.
But it was,
of
yeah.
course, expecting
'Cause
some sort of dirty
actually-
finish was, yeah.
yeah. Because actually, I think their matches in ROH were not that many. Because like we were after we were talking about, I went back and checked. I was like, they really didn't wrestle that many times in ROH because.
At the time, AJ was still working a lot of TNA.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
this was really early days of ROH. They had a
Yeah.
couple of matches, but they were nowhere near as new as you
and
might
Styles wasn't what he became because I mean, but he's come over the years. Yeah.
think. Yeah. Well, Styles went from just like the main attraction of a show to like the entire freaking card. Like if AJ Styles is on your, then you will pay the $30-$40 to watch
Let's be
AJ
honest,
Styles.
He was
and
Mr. TNA for the longest
He
time.
was absolutely. He
Oh,
was
yeah,
Mr.
he
TNA.
was.
There's no way that
He
company,
made the whole
that company,
show.
that company would not have survived had it not been for AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Now, there was a quick little promo with Ronda Rousey after this match, and he kind of teased that Charlotte was next on her list.
Yeah,
So,
Payback's up.
yeah.
and I'm the baddest.
Now, the crowd was high for this match, and then poor Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose.
I know.
Yeah.
We all picked Ambrose, all got it correct, but man, this was a first of all, this feud so good. I think the "This is boring" chants or a product of everyone realizing that the women's TLC was going to be the main event of the show,
And they
Yeah.
were just
and
waiting
they were
for
just
it.
ready to get to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Guilty. I was a little guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To
this,
be honest, because I wanted to see that, and I was
and
like,
sadly, they were put in a position where they kind of have to slow everything down, bring the crowd down, so
Yeah.
they're back up for the women's TLC.
Yeah.
Well,
That was just a bad spot for this match.
well, there was like a couple things playing against him because you're on the TLC pay-per-view with Ambrose, and it's not any kind of
Yeah.
a TLC
Yeah,
Yeah,
that,
there's no
that was the weird part.
stipulation.
There was
There's
no
no
stipulation. It was just
stipulation.
a straight
Yeah,
up IC match.
I think the
'cause-
other thing too was like we said this too was like, again, no respect for the WWE Championship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was before this. The IC
Which
was
not saying
afterward.
that, obviously everybody wanted to see the women's TLC match, but
Wait, does Raw still have a main championship? I
Yes.
never see it on TV. So
Yes,
I
the
don't
Intercontinental
That's true.
Championship.
Oh, right.
Come
right,
on,
okay.
Strowman, taking off Lesnar at Rumble. But, yeah.
And that is my sticking point to someone who actually deserves it, has the belt. The IC title is the
But
main
like
championship.
this whole year, how many times was the WWE Championship the main event? Maybe once.
I don't think that many, honestly.
Not
Let's
even
go back
once?
and look. It's a tough.
We'd have to
call.
go look, but
You count it
I
on
don't
one
even
hand
think-
with no fingers.
I would think it's once, maybe.
I honestly don't think so. I think that it has not main evented one show all year.
It had to be one because there was a few shows where there was no Universal Championship in the.
I know, but everyone else was main eventing.
Because, I mean, the
Yeah.
women have pulled a lot of main events this
Yeah,
year
they
for
will-
different
the
things.
women pull a lot.
That's true.
So
Yeah.
I have,
But
that's the
that's-
thing. I don't think it main evented.
But that's
one
crazy. It's the
show this year.
WWE Championship. It's not even the main event. That's
Yeah.
that's crazy to me.
Yeah. As far as this match, it was slow. It had its moments, but this was a good technical match. I
Yeah,
think.
it was.
Yeah, it
Um,
was.
They did a lot of technical wrestling as opposed to.
But was
you know,
key
high
is
spots
was
or
key was
anything.
also was the banter between the two of them yelling at each
Yeah.
other, and Ambrose sneaking into dirty deeds and getting the pin to take the IC title. So
But to their credit, Seth Rollins' little like speech on Monday, I thought was pretty ballsy of him to say, "I heard the boring chants and I let the fans down, and I was bad performance on my part, but that's on me. And I'm going to do better." I was like, that's very brave to admit to ever. Like, I didn't agree that I don't think that they deserved it, honestly. I mean, I think we all fell for the kind of the.
I think
the
it was
place.
also just because Seth's probably like a perfectionist.
He is.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
he absolutely
And he's
is.
probably
oh my God,
like,
yes.
he's like, man, I didn't do my job. And
Yeah.
That's what he thinks, but it wasn't even his fault.
it
It was
fully wasn't because
was
the
just 'cause-
crowd was just waiting for the
yeah.
main event.
Everybody
Yeah.
wanted a TLC
Yeah,
match.
they
And
wanted
it's,
that.
it's better than a Cena. Some of you love me, some of you hate me, but I will always fight. And then it just turns into that same promo every
Yeah.
time.
That was great.
We all know you're a closet Cena fan. We got it.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind Cena. I just
Yeah, I don't know.
but that's fair. I guess everyone
That's
get
funny,
tired of
though.
him. Yeah,
I mean,
that was
that's
hilarious.
better than someone saying, "I'm still the guy,"
Or that's better than the word.
response.
Or-
I'm not the guy. I'm the
The
guy.
guy.
It's
Wait,
better.
what?
It's better than the words Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
That's true.
Anyway, on to the actual main
Yeah,
event of the
fight
show,
me. I don't-
which
yeah,
was
I'm
the
scared.
SmackDown Women's
There you are.
Championship.
Lance Hoyt.
Lance
Let's
Hoyt.
wait.
Man,
Oh
okay.
boy, here we go.
No, let's save that for another.
Thin
Yes,
mints.
save
That's
that
all
for
I
another
gotta
one.
say.
What?
Thin mints. He's
He
allergic-
knows what you're talking
He's
about.
allergic
Yeah.
to thin mints.
Oh.
You're not gonna throw
boy.
Thin Mints at the man.
Want to bet?
Oh
boy.
damn.
James Storm did it. That's all I know.
No,
Oh
nice.
dang.
Some people
right,
throw
let's-
streamers, some people throw toilet paper.
We're
This
gonna
guy's
throw
throwing
Thin
Thin
Mints.
Mints.
She's gonna throw Thin Mints.
You're welcome, Girl Scouts.
It's on.
Okay.
Lance, if you
The
see a Thin Mint thrown
women's
at you,
TLC.
you know why.
Can we move on, please? The women's TLC match.
Sorry.
Becky Lynch, Charlotte, and Asuka in easily the match of the night. This is the one that got 100%.
This was really
on our
cl-
Twitter poll match
If
of the
it,
night.
I don't think, let me be, and with all due respect to Ring of Honor, had it not been for Ladder War, this would have been the match of the weekend for me.
Yeah.
This would,
Yeah,
This
I
is
agree.
pretty damn close. though.
Ladder War was number one. A very extremely close
Close
number
second.
two was this. And that
This
and
made the whole show.
the more I think about it, though, it's really hard to call which was better because I think expectation for this wasn't as high. It was high, but
But this was intense.
damn,
Can
this
we,
match
can
was
we
great.
talk about the one bump
The
Which
one where
one?
Charlotte
Which
looked like
one?
she got broke. My
where
God, she-
Charlotte got cut? Oh, because Becky
Oh
landed
wait,
right
yeah,
on
yeah,
her.
yeah.
Thankfully, it was just the wind got knocked out of her. But man,
Yes.
she sat right on her chest. I
Yeah,
thought,
she
did.
oh God, she broke a rib.
And
But-
yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to laugh at someone's pain, but you just hear, oh, and
Yeah.
Luckily, they bleeped it out.
Yeah.
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 Dang.
But watching that landing
Yeah.
was rough because I was like, oh,
Well,
yeah.
because she lands on there, the table doesn't buckle for like a second.
Second.
Yeah.
So it just sits there on the impact and then boom.
Yeah.
And then when you notice, you look back, Becky did bounce off of her. I was like,
Yes.
ow.
Just hit her right on the lungs, basically.
And Oscar was looking, rolled over. She was like, wow, glad I didn't take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for a second, I thought they were both going to roll out of the way,
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
let her go
that's
to the table.
Oh,
And
yeah.
So I wasn't sure if it was like a mistake, but no, it just, yeah.
That's what I thought too. But
No.
Now,
Oscar was like, woo, that looks horrible.
No, and it almost looked like Asuka got, like Asuka, if she hadn't moved her leg like an inch over,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
they would have hit her
Crushed her
leg.
leg.
Yeah.
Like busted her leg. So
I
was just
mentioned, I mentioned
ooh.
this was high intensity. One sequence that stood out for me was Charlotte's beating up on Asuka with a kendo stick. And then Becky runs over, grabs Charlotte from behind, and does like a freaking T-bone suplex onto a table that's sitting up against the barrier. This is outside the ring.
Yeah.
And that was after that bump too. So it
After
was
that
like-
bump, and then Asuka grabs a candlestick, starts beating up on Becky. That's going on for a while, and then Asuka's just standing and cheering, and then Charlotte runs in and spears her into
Through
the
the
timekeeper's
barricade.
area.
Yo.
Yeah,
What?
it's like, man, this was crazy. But the crazy part of the match is that you have Charlotte and Becky up there. Asuka even at a point got up trying to fight to get the championship. Asuka gets thrown off. Becky's climbing up. They're fighting. And here comes Ronda Rousey.
Actually, I love this part.
Great booking.
Well,
Comes in.
We were talking about this. We were like, I think Nia's going to come out because Nia, the other segment happened.
Yeah.
But then we didn't even realize. We're like, yeah, Ronda did say, payback's a...
Yep.
Payback's a bitch, and I'm the baddest one on the planet.
Yep.
She
yeah,
said
so
it.
that
I'm gonna say
was that should have been the first clue. Like, I'm
It's-
going to
yeah.
get in the way.
She needs to be a full heel.
Yeah, she does.
She is
I don't-
legit.
I don't think
She could be a tweener at this point. That's fine.
But
she's not a very good tweener.
I
though.
don't think they'll pull that trigger until they get closer to WrestleMania.
I
know what?
understand she's like very popular because of what she brings in.
Yeah.
But with her legitimate background, it should be like Shayna Baszler or what they use Lesnar as.
My thought with her,
Yeah.
okay, and she's a
She should
situation
love
where
Ronda.
you don't have to be a heel babyface tweener. Just be Ronda.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I think-
go in with that attitude where you're just fierce, you're intense. Same thing you did in UFC. When the match is over and you win, okay, you're all smiles. That's all I want to see.
I guess.
See, I find that kind of awkward sometimes.
Yeah, I get that,
I find
but-
that too. Like we used to say this too. He's like, you don't like it when she comes out all like smiling and happy.
I don't,
then
because that's not who Ronda is.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
why I'm saying like, pick what you're supposed to be doing or
Yeah.
what you want to be perceived at, and
Like,
you can
If you're
smile-
coming out for a match,
you
you
can smile
get
at the
intense.
end when you win.
Exactly. That's
Don't
what I want to
smile.
see.
Yeah, don't smile.
And she
when you
came down
come
the ring
out.
all serious face, pushed them off the ladder,
Yeah.
walked
Yeah.
out, and that allowed Asuka to get up and get a well-deserved championship
Finally.
that
Finally.
Tommy, Tina, and Mike all picked. I thought Charlotte was going to win it.
Let me just go ahead and point out that two of the women I felt deserved these titles the most won this weekend: Kelly Klein and Asuka, and
Yes.
I was happy.
Yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
as for our picks on the show, and as I mentioned, that was definitely the match of the night from our Twitter poll, 100%. I went 8-4. Tommy and Mike went 9-3, and Tina 12-0.
That's right.
Damn you, Undertaker. I mean Tina.
I need to go to Vegas.
Undertaker.
12-0. Your 12-0 record.
Oh,
Oh,
I had
well,
one loss in ROH,
one loss in ROH.
and it was
so
Dalton. Come on, man.
what a
Dalton
weekend. What a weekend.
is the one.
And 20 and 1.
And I blame Tommy again.
Wow.
Technically,
wasn't
don't you
my
technically
fault.
blame the boys on
Now-
that one?
Tommy,
Blame the
Jeez.
boys.
if you don't know, Tommy was there when
At WrestleMania
Undertaker's
30.
streak was over.
It's broken.
You've never heard a quieter arena in your life of more disappointing people than that night. Oh my
I immediately
god.
texted him and said, I'm blaming
He
you because
did.
your ass
I
is
was
there."
like sitting there and I was like, what's that phone going on? I was like,
quiet. Then his phone probably goes off text message, doo-doo-doo, or something like that. It's like, it's your freaking fault.
Yeah.
and I was like,
Shit's
leave me alone. I'm depressed enough as it is.
Yeah. So as for our WrestleCast ratings, I'm going first since I had the worst record on the show, but I'm going to actually give this a 4. I thought it was a great show, but just so many matches, and some of them were just kind of brought the show down, kind of watered down. Maybe the placement of some of the matches. I think you could have done without a chairs match.
Absolutely. Or you could have made that the Intercontinental Championship match.
Yeah, you could have made
Yeah,
the
I
IC title a chairs match. Finn and Drew was a very pleasant surprise, but I feel like you could have easily had that match on Raw the next night, and
Yeah.
it still could have meant something.
Yeah.
But yeah, placement of the matches, you could have easily done Strowman and Corbin right before the main event, and the crowd still would have been all into it and high going into the women's TLC. Would have been great.
I think you could have made that first, honestly.
Maybe. Anyway,
Everybody wants
so
to
I'm giving it a
Brock,
4. Tommy, what about
Baron
you?
beat.
I'm gonna honestly, I gotta give it 3.75 to tell you the truth, because I think like the main event kind of saved the show in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But I think, like you said, there was just a lot dragging it down. I think the chairs match was kind of pointless. Finn and Drew, I didn't mind being there. That was fine. I think the crowd kind of didn't help with the Seth and Dean thing. I mean, I honestly, they're gonna have more matches down the line. There's no way this is the end of that. So yeah, I mean, this was kind of the slow one. I think, and then they'll build it up later. Well, and that 3.75 was because the TLC match and the WWE Championship match, Daniels and Styles.
Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan. I think, whatever. Anyway,
Daniel Styles.
Daniel Styles.
So I
Nailed it.
Yeah, nailed it.
All right.
But yeah, that's why. Yeah.
Or Mike?
I bid $1, Bob. No.
Okay. Actual retail price.
I'm actually for the two matches that Tommy said, the WWE Championship and the Women's TLC, I'm going to give it 4.25. I mean, I don't, the chairs match, it's just, we've seen those two a lot, but other than that, I really didn't find any bad matches per se. It was entertaining in a lot of spots.
That's fair.
It was almost overkill, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I was okay with it.
Less promos,
even
more
the
wrestling.
Ambrose and Rollins match, I think on any other card would have been a great match.
I really
and it just suffered, like we said earlier, about being on a TLC with no TLC rules. And
You could have had that
other
open
one.
the show with the chairs match. That would have been
you
great
could
spot
have.
for it.
But the match itself, to me, wasn't bad as what it was. So.
Yeah. Tina?
I'm actually gonna go with Mike. 4.25.
4.25.
Just because like I said, the two matches we
What did
the
I
two
ask?
matches that we've been talking about, but also some of the other matches were just entertaining in general.
Yeah.
The mixed match challenge wasn't that bad. It was pretty good. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
Even the Riott and Natalya match was very. I was not even interested in that match, and then I watched it, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that was nice."
It told a great story.
So,
Yeah.
Definitely did.
That one had a great story too.
That was a bit of a sleeper hit for me. I was like, this has actually turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to. So that's fair.
Yeah.
Right. And so like and then obviously the whole being up Baron Corbin was amazing.
Beat up Baron Corbin.
Yeah, it was entertaining to me. So
that was
that's why I
funny.
gave it a 4.25.
All right. So that brings our overall WrestleCast rating for TLC at 4.0625. I think
Could've
I get
rounded
the
it.
math correct.
You could have rounded it.
No, because it's a rational
You need
number.
to teach him some rounding rules there, Tina.
I know.
I'm
Well, I mean, and
perfectionist
if
in
you're
me,
doing
I
by
guess.
AP rules, it's
Oh dear
three
God, we
three
don't have
decimal
time for this. I'm kidding.
three decimal places.
But
three
don't
decimal
box your
places.
answer.
I got
either.
room, so I'm writing the whole number out. So yeah,
You get a point sticking off for that. AP
I
exam.
graduated. Leave me alone. All right. Now, so next thing we're going to talk about, and this is, we could probably go on for a while about this.
Oh,
Let's try
gosh.
not to. Is the state of
Yeah.
Raw and Smackdown. So prior to TLC, WWE made the announcement that Vince McMahon was going to be appearing on Raw to shake things up.
Didn't really shake much.
Yeah.
They beat up Baron
Needless
Corbin
to
again.
say,
That was fun.
I think we all, when we saw it, thought, oh, ratings grab.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, as soon as we saw that he was going to show up, I was like, ratings grab.
Yeah. That's kind
But
of what
what
it
is
felt
he
like
gonna
to
do?
I mean, the
And then
limo
he didn't
didn't
do it.
explode this time, so that was disappointing.
Yeah.
But Mike made a good point. They came out as like they're trying to make themselves faces again.
Yeah.
Not
We've
an
kind of
author-
recycled
and they
the
made-
storyline.
And
yeah.
they made us the authority. We did not have a
I don't even know what
poll
that means.
or
Yeah.
told to do anything. Like,
Here's
I
my
don't-
thing.
I don't get a paycheck, so I don't know what's going on.
They've done this before.
Not from them.
Yeah, no, not from them.
They've done this before, where they used to do, okay, vote on the app. You had Cyber Sunday. Go on social media, go vote on our website, and we'll decide who the opponent is or the stipulation for this match on Raw or SmackDown.
It never worked. They never
I
listened to
mean,
us.
yeah, but the idea was like, okay, they're going to come out as the authority or say we're the authority and be faces for a little while. And then they're going to turn around and say, well, you guys don't know anything, so we're going to start booking this stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I like the idea. I like that. That's really how I see it happening.
The McMahons don't need to get themselves over anymore.
No,
like I don't
they don't.
understand it.
I don't think they need to.
Like, no, that's what I mean.
I don't
Like
think they have.
that's what they're doing.
Well, no, I don't
Yeah.
think so. I think that's just them.
Just
They had
can't
bad
help it.
ratings for 2 weeks straight, and they're like, "What do we do? What do we do?"
Well, I mean,
show up.
it worked. Like
I'll
rating,
show up, and the ratings will go up.
ratings
And they
increased
did.
by 16% over Raw. That number came out with Vince McMahon's, highly anticipated appearance. But what happens next week?
Exactly.
Because, well, for one, Raw is on Christmas Eve, and for
Spoiler
those that
alert.
don't know, they've already taped
Already
it.
happened.
Spoiler alert: they already taped it.
They taped it after Raw from last night, so basically people had to sit through over 5 hours of wrestling,
At least.
at least. They're probably doing the same thing for SmackDown tonight, where they're going to be filming. They filmed 205 Live before SmackDown.
Jeez.
You had SmackDown. They'll probably film another 205 Live, and then you have another SmackDown that they're
Oh my
filming.
God.
So
So
you can only
SmackDown-
do this in California.
Yeah, that's
So-
true. Yeah, they probably started
Yeah,
like
it's
they
true,
probably
'cause they
started
can
like
start
4
early.
o'clock.
I like it. I like it and I don't like it. I like it for the fact that the wrestlers, the people that work at WWE, are going to get to be with their families for the holiday.
Yeah, that's nice.
Which is
Yeah,
nice.
that's awesome.
The problem is
They deserve that.
everybody left Raw. Most of the people left Raw, from what I'm seeing, after the live show finished. So whether they do some really handy Photoshop work, the arena's going to look pretty empty on
It's
Christmas
going to
Eve.
look like WWE 2K19 and just like the generic.
Pretty much. You're going to reach into
Did
the
they
crowd.
advertise it?
Huh?
I wonder if they advertise
They
that.
probably advertise it
I'm
there.
sure locally, yeah.
Yeah, locally they probably advertise it there. But hey, people
They
got
should
kids.
just make those shows like highlight clip shows, like instead of always trying to.
Or
film
put
from
tribute to the troops that night. I know they're doing it or they're airing it this Thursday, which is great. And
Yeah.
they filmed it in Fort Hood here in Texas.
Yeah.
Awesome. But you could have very easily done that.
But isn't that usually only like an hour?
You
Yeah.
could have. They used to do it like a whole Raw episode. Remember?
They used,
Yeah.
yeah, they used to.
You know, they used to.
But that
film-
was a 2-hour Raw, right?
Yeah, it was a 2-hour Raw. I mean,
Yeah.
show promos and all this other
Hint,
stuff.
hint,
Or you could have
nudge, nudge,
showed-
wink, wink.
Or you could have showed 2 hours of Raw and then like taped whatever, and
Yeah.
then showed the last hour be the tribute to the troops or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mash them together.
Again, clip show.
Now,
Yeah.
interestingly enough, one thing
I'm
they.
Troy McClure.
It's okay not to be live all the time, you know.
Yeah.
It's okay.
WCW did it. We have to do it.
Well, what does Raw need? If Raw needs fixing, first off, do they need an actual general manager? Because
Yes.
SmackDown seemed to get rid of Paige.
Which I disagree with.
I don't understand that either.
I don't get it either. Like, you could still have a general manager, you could still have somebody, but maybe
If
get her direction to kind of listen more to the crowd.
Have
That's the
someone
direction they're
who
going.
is actually effective, not Baron
Eh,
Corbin.
and also,
Well,
Yeah.
the candidates were on our Twitter poll: Matt Hardy, Alexa Bliss, Vince McMahon, which got 0% of the votes, and other, but no one told me what other would be.
can we also ask just in general, what are we supposed to believe? Because we know they run and write the show and they're the final say.
Yeah.
So are we just supposed to believe in storyline that they're taking back over? Like, I don't really get what they were going
That's a good
for
point.
In a
with
way,
that whole thing.
For the casual
don't know.
fans who don't know that they run
I mean,
everything,
Stephanie
guess,
was
but-
already in charge of Raw. She had a general manager. Shane was in charge of
I was-
SmackDown.
yeah.
And
So
I was
what's the
saying, what if they
kayfabe?
switched them?
That
Like,
would
that
have
was
been
the
a way to
shake-
shake things up.
that'd
Yeah.
That would have
That
shaken
would've been
things up.
Raw, Stephanie
Shane
SmackDown.
would have been on Raw and
So
Stephanie
like
on
they're
SmackDown.
taking over in storyline. We're the authority. Like it just they said a lot of things.
Are they just
and
gonna show up? All 4 of them. They're just gonna show up every show every
Because
night
of-
now.
because
I
more
would-
McMahon.
I don't know.
Okay, so since being the New Japan nerd that I am,
Oh, here we go.
and I'm yes, here we go. I would just prefer
Here we go.
if they would just have matches announced. People go out there and do their thing, and only show up when like they have to be, you know,
Tommy,
issuing whatever.
don't
And
you
then
know
just-
they don't write shows and they make main events in the middle of the second segment?
I know.
'Cause, I mean, what else was going to take up the main event then?
What?
The match they just created
No
5 minutes
way.
ago.
Anyway,
I just have high hopes. So sue me.
now some positives that have come out of this recent change is, first of all, we did get vignettes that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are returning
Yes.
soon,
That was a
just in
highlight
time
of
for the
night.
Rumble.
Did-
And damn, we've
Did
missed them.
anybody see Sami Zayn's reaction on Twitter to his vignette?
No.
No.
I
So the
think I
last
did. I can't
couple,
remember what it
so the
said.
last
I'll be
couple
looking it
days,
up.
he's been tweeting some really positive stuff
Yeah.
about like introspective, looking at himself, wanting to change. And then that came out, and he was like, I was doing all these things. Then I saw how great I was at wrestling. Something to that effect. He's like, man, I'm really awesome. It was great. See if you can find it. Jason.
Oh, I gotta find this.
Yo,
During
I gotta
this
see
time
this.
off, I've been working on becoming a better person, letting go of all the a lot of toxic elements that come with egotism and ambition. But I just watched that teaser for my return on Raw and remembered how good I am at pro wrestling. I actually forget how great I am. I love it.
Sami
I
Zayn
love
it.
is amazing. I miss that guy.
Yes.
Sami Zayn
I
is
miss-
also a
And
national
Kevin Owens,
treasure.
and
I
Kevin
miss
Owens.
him and KO.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. We have Miss Kevin Owens
Yes.
so much.
I mean, not to say anything, but notice how low the Raw ratings got after Kevin Owens was gone and after Sami
Yeah.
Zayn was gone. I mean,
Yeah.
Roman Reigns too, of course.
And the
but
champion's not there. Oh.
Yes,
And
whatever.
Bacon
Anyways,
is
I
really.
need y'all to keep
I'm gonna vote
reminding me
something on
there
my
actually is a
own.
title.
Say
some
what?
other
I need y'all to
news.
remind me there actually is a
You don't have
title.
the
Alright.
main title there. I'm just
I'm
saying.
gonna film something on my own YouTube channel.
You should
about
just
that
get rid
eventually.
of Brock.
Anyway,
Just saying.
some other news. We had some recent announcement also that 6 people from NXT will be making their way onto the main roster. Lars Sullivan, who we knew about, they'd been teasing
Yeah.
that for weeks.
Yeah.
Casey Evans,
No, Lacey Evans.
Lacey Evans.
Yep.
I was like Casey.
Why did I type Casey? I have no idea.
No, Lacey
Whoops.
That's my niece.
My bad.
Our
Your niece
niece
is coming up now.
I mean,
Well, she is a
she was a
power
powerlifter.
lifter. She probably could.
Your
She
niece
went
was
to
in
mass.
NXT. That's awesome. Why did you never tell me that? We could have got us some tickets.
Dude, she's a
No.
power lifter, man. She probably kick a lot of ass on there.
No, she was a-
yes.
she was a
okay.
state- she was a state powerlifter.
That's
So
awesome.
Now, EC3 also coming up. The tag team, tag team heavy machinery, and the one we've been talking about for a long time is finally coming up.
finally,
Nikki Cross.
Play
It
with
was-
Nikki.
It's kind of a weird mixture because some of these completely
waiting for
make
it to.
sense.
I know you were.
some of these make sense, but some
And
of them
then
don't.
some of them are like, they weren't even doing much in NXT.
Heavy machinery.
Well,
I mean, them.
Well, to be fair,
Lacey Evans. Excuse me, Lacey
to be fair, I
Evans.
haven't been watching it in a while. I'm sorry.
Well, Lacey Evans is going to be a good heel.
Yeah.
She kind of comes across as
Right,
the,
she's already got a
That's
main
the
character.
Yeah.
Bell
for it.
thing.
Yeah.
EC3 inherently is going to be a heel since he's the 1%. He's kind of got that going on. Nikki Cross is going to be psycho. She's going to be a great
Yes.
addition to SmackDown.
I don't care
gonna
what
be
Nikki Cross does. I'm just
She
in.
can be a tweener.
This is fine.
just be Nikki
She's just
Cross.
Nikki. She's just
She's
Nikki.
crazy.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Lars
play
Sullivan
with
is
you,
going to be some
Becky.
monster. He's going
He'd be
to
a
squash
monster.
jobbers for a while.
I'm assuming
and
they're
then
going to
he's
put him on
disappear.
SmackDown since Braun's on Raw, but I could be wrong.
Who knows?
Well, you
Heavy
need a big guy
machinery.
for SmackDown.
Heavy machinery. I'm interested to see where they put them.
Yeah.
I mean, I like heavy
I
machinery.
think it
just like
depends on who
the-
needs tag teams, but that's a lot of
Yeah, I like heavy machinery. I was like just kind of shocked they're
SmackDown?
calling them
Probably
Yeah.
Raw.
Raw. Yeah.
I can see
Honestly,
them
I thought
on
they were
Raw.
going to call up anyone that'd be all of Undisputed Era like right now. That's just the
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I'm
I
surprised they
don't
haven't come up yet, but maybe they're giving them. Maybe they post. Maybe there'll be a surprise us to the Rumble. We'll see.
all four of them at the same time.
Now,
to help Adam Cole
They
win.
take one spot.
another positive out of all this is that Mustafa Ali was officially
Yes.
added to the SmackDown
That's
roster,
awesome.
which is pretty awesome. And he pinned the WWE champion
Tonight
Daniel
in a
Bryan
tag
tonight on SmackDown.
In a tag match, but
In a
yes.
tag match, but he did get the pin on Daniel Bryan.
So I'm gonna make a very bold prediction right now. I'm gonna say within 3 years, Mustafa Ali will be WWE champion.
Bold prediction. We need like
We'll
a
see.
Bold prediction. Bold prediction from
Bold
this guy.
Prediction.
guess
I don't know.
we'll find out.
I think that he's getting enough star power, especially now, to get that. He'll be like, and they'll build it up as like the first 205 guy to do it, whatever they want to call him, whatever the hard sort of wins, whatever. He's
Yeah.
good. If he doesn't win it, he'll be like in top contention for it, at least
Yeah.
within the next year or two.
Yeah, and I don't know if he necessarily reached this level, but a lot of people were comparing it to the Cena introduction when he faced Angle, and then you went backstage afterwards and got, because they also had that thing on SmackDown
Yeah,
afterwards where
Like
you know
Jeff
some of the
Hardy
other
and
the Usos, they all congratulated him, told him good job.
Well, I mean,
His story is amazing. If you
Yeah.
again, I mentioned he was on Lillian Garcia's podcast. He talks about first of all being in high school when 9/11 happened,
Oh gosh.
not thinking about
Jeez.
racism and some of the things he saw.
Wow.
How he
I need to listen to that. I haven't had a
how he
chance.
treats people. How he's not quick to judge, and he was a police officer for a while.
Oh, wow.
I think I
Something
did
interesting.
know that. I think I
Yeah, listen to how he was as a cop, which was amazing. How he sees both sides of the story. He's not very quick to just judge and jump on that. He hears
That's
one
good.
side and another. But his whole motivation to getting to be a police officer is because he saw the bad the cops were doing, and he felt the only way I'm going to change that is if I get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
it's true.
he was actually a police officer while he was still wrestling, so he was still trying to make his way into there. And
When you have to arrest bad guys at 5, but you have a match at 7.
yeah, and he
Yeah.
actually quit being a police officer because he got offered a WWE contract. So
Nice.
listen to the full episode, listen to his story,
I
listen to
mean-
how he talks. It is amazing.
I'm just gonna put this out here too. Is that a lot of independent wrestlers, they don't get enough credit that they work a regular job
Yeah.
and they still wrestle on the weekends. They have no day off,
Yes.
basically.
Sometimes
They-
for not a whole lot of money either.
Yeah,
Well,
they
most of
don't-
the time, honestly.
They travel miles and miles to go wrestle, and
For
then
$20.
they for a few
No
for
health
a few
insurance.
dollars, no health insurance, nothing, and they come back and then they got to go to work.
Yep.
Yep.
It's crazy,
Hashtag
and
no
they
days
never.
off.
Some of them never get signed, but they love doing it.
Yeah.
It's a passion.
Yeah, what I was gonna say was Mustafa Ali. I mean, he could have the John Cena rise because I mean,
maybe
no-
I'm just
he could be because no one saw the John Cena rise.
I guess that's true.
I mean, because John Cena had the match with Angle, and then like what was that 2002, and then like for like the rest of that year, he was just kind of middling around. Then he became Dr. Thugonomics, and then
Right.
2000.
It's kind of over. You got to have a character to get over.
Yeah, in 2003, he was just doing that for the most part. When he started to get momentum. Then 2004, he blew up like ridiculous. It's like
Yeah.
U.S. championship.
I don't doubt.
Again.
I don't doubt Mustafa's talent. but he has to have something that gets him over.
Yeah.
Some sort of gimmick, some sort of story, some sort of character that's going
But
to
and
resonate.
we've talked about this, off air. But I love the idea that he's not, as much as he needs a character, he's not sticking to, unfortunately, what would be a kind of stereotypical.
He talks about that.
Which is-
He talks
yeah.
about why he doesn't
I've-
do that. It's very, very
Right,
interesting.
and I like that, and not to be offensive, but he's not chic something, or he
Yeah.
doesn't come out like Mahal has kind of in certain ways, or
Well, I think
people
Mahal
behind
kind of
him.
wants to. So
Well, I don't know, but I respect that about him, and I really like that.
Yeah.
I'm always worried that they recently signed a guy named Walter, who was PWG World
Right.
Champion recently. I keep worried, like, God, please not give him the most stereotypical European guy gimmick that you could. I'm scared to death.
Is he German?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
I don't have
Sorry,
high
it
hopes.
just happens.
I lift things up, I
I put them down.
Lifting
That's his
up,
gimmick
down.
right there.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah.
have high hopes, but damn it, I can dream.
Hey.
Yeah, well.
If he gets into the Performance Center NXT, he'll build something up. You never know.
Yeah.
Now, the last bit of news out of this, there was a recent post and something confirmed that, well, I hope it was confirmed. Otherwise, I'm just saying it. But WWE has announced that there's going to be no more automatic rematches after you lose a championship. And I'm kind of 50-50 on this.
I don't like that.
Well,
At all.
It depends on the situation. If you have a guy like AJ Styles who's held the title for, well, he held it for over a year, but if you've held the title for at least half a year and
Yeah.
you lose it,
Yeah.
I feel like you should get a rematch.
Yeah, I feel like it can be conditional. Honestly, on the
I
surface,
feel-
I kind of love it.
And
I don't think that matters. Like whether
But,
he has
well-
it, whether he has it for a week or he has it for months, he should still get a rematch.
Here's my
he
thing.
was a champion.
Here's my
once.
thing. If you keep giving someone an automatic rematch, you could run into a whole Sasha Charlotte thing again, where they're trading it back and forth.
I understand that, but
But-
that was just bad writing.
Yeah,
honestly.
I mean, it's not like it's really their fault. That's
No, I know,
Yeah.
I get that,
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
But at the same,
I see the positive in it. If it's a short title reign, okay, you don't get an automatic rematch. But
and
No.
see, some people might say the opposite,
I
because
don't
they may
think
say
so.
if you've had the title for a long time,
for example,
not so quick to get it back. If you've had it,
you at least get a shot to get it back. Like AJ got a shot to get it back.
No,
didn't
no,
win
I
it.
know, but if
Yeah.
you had it for 6 months for a while, maybe some people,
For
all right, let's get
example-
some more people in there.
so you
Yeah.
think because remember we went to WrestleMania and Zack Ryder won.
Yeah,
So you think that because Zack Ryder lost it on Monday that he doesn't deserve to get a rematch?
I don't think he ever did get a
No, I
rematch.
He never
think, I
did.
think technically that was the
Yeah, he
Miz's
did.
rematch.
yeah.
He did.
That was technically the Miz's
That was
rematch.
the Miz's rematch. That's true.
Did Ryder get a rematch after that? I don't
You-
remember.
That's
you-
the problem you point into.
But see, usually
Did he?
when you have
No, he did.
No, he didn't.
I
No,
thought he
usually,
did.
Did
but
he the next
usually when you
week
have a
and
title
probably
change like
lost it?
that,
Yeah, I
you
think
don't
he
you
did.
don't get a rematch back. Like, okay, so usually how it goes, if a champion loses his championship, he gets the automatic rematch clause. If he wins the title back, the person who just won it from him doesn't get a rematch again.
That's what
But I mean,
Okay,
those are
that I
just
can
made up
understand.
rules.
No, that I can understand. That makes sense. But
'Cause there's
at
also
the
a
same
lot of
time, it's like,
people- There were some people recently who were like, "I never got my rematch." I know,
yeah,
That was kind of
Yeah,
thrown in
that
the
makes
storyline.
that
and
makes
stuff,
sense.
so.
I mean, it took how long for them to right or wrong with Finn Balor lost the Universal title due to injury, and then he finally got his
It was
shot
like
at
2
it.
years later when he got that
Yeah,
match.
but
over.
it
Technically,
was-
he gave it up a
But that's
a day
different.
later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a little different scenario, but
because you have to have if you're gonna rematch someone, you have to rematch the person. He was injured for like half the year,
Yeah.
and then they're
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I want my rematch." Dude, I don't even have the belt anymore.
We don't have to
Like-
rematch the person. You just have to rematch for the
Whoever
title.
has the
I know, but
exactly.
that doesn't.
Hasn't
Yeah.
stopped-
Sorry, you were hurt.
hasn't
When
stopped.
you make up rules as you go.
Yes.
It really-
Exactly.
But let's be fair. It hasn't stopped R-Truth yet.
Nope.
No,
we'll get there eventually.
I'm telling you,
He
women
still
still-
But
deserves his
what-
women's title.
I
rematch.
guess-
2019, he's
I
gonna
guess
get
what
it.
I do appreciate about this
I'm still
is-
waiting for him to pin Carmella.
what I do appreciate about this is why I like wow. What I like about this is the fact that you say no automatic rematches, you're not going to get the title stuck between 2 or 3 people. Now you have a full roster, you're going to try and get involved in the main
Can
event
I
or
make
for
a bold
title.
guarantee?
Prediction guarantee, whatever.
Some champion's going to get a rematch within this year
Probably.
at the next
Probably.
show.
The only thing I can have an issue with that, JC, is though you can have. I know you said, oh, you're not going to have it between 2 or 3 people, but then you might have it between 5 people. Oh, she got it. No, let her win it. No, let her win it. No, let her win
Yeah,
it. No,
that's
let.
true,
Well,
It's
no
a back of the
rematch.
line thing.
But it's
SmackDown
it-
tag team titles,
the
prime
thing
example.
is, you can, you know how you're saying like they can have the Charlotte and Sasha thing. Well, you can have the Charlotte, Sasha, Bailey, Becky,
At least there's more people involved.
But it's gonna get switched all the time. Is what I'm
And
saying.
again, like y'all said
Will
earlier,
it?
but
It
that comes
depends.
down to writing.
That does
Yeah,
You don't
that-
have
that was the-
Yeah.
you don't have to write the title
I
changing
think,
5 times.
well, that's
They
probably why they
could.
put the stipulations there, is that they want to give the writers a little bit more flexibility. Because when you're writing a title change, then you also have to write the rematch, and that kind of delays things that you're trying to do. I think they're trying to go with that flexibility.
I understand that, but at the same time, I feel like you could do some of those rematches in a house show.
I'm not gonna lie.
No, nobody
sometimes
sees it. That's the thing.
Who
If
cares?
no one sees it on
Who cares?
well, because
then it didn't
Vince.
happen.
because
no,
WWE's
what-
not worried about the crowd in the arena. They're broadcast to the world.
But
Like,
what
if
about
it doesn't happen on TV?
no?
They don't
But what
care.
if I'm saying like you're saying like they don't get a rematch clause on? They should put like the stipulation being like you don't get a rematch clause on TV. You can get a rematch off TV, not on TV, and you could every once in a while get
This is
someone
a
to
hotly
rematch
contested
and
debate.
win off TV, just like they used to do
Only
surprisingly on
only-
NXT
only
or
problem with
surprisingly
that
Yeah, but
is-
then that
or a house show.
if house show attendance is down, I can understand that. They're trying to get people into the arena.
No, I'm just saying like I'm not saying that they should do it that way, but I'm saying that might people get interested in like following along to this person lost it at a house show. Their title. We all got like hearing things on.
It's an interesting concept because they have sent out surveys on WWE Network. Would you be possibly interested in like a tiered service? Like say you pay $15 a month instead of $10 a month, and maybe you get access to view like house shows.
Yeah.
Live.
I'd be down for that actually.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Or
and then you can have that.
or
whole
if they get
scenario.
other like Evolved or other wrestling promotions that want to be featured on WWE Network, you can have that. So
But I'm saying
that is a good idea
But
that
I'm
they
saying
could
like
do that.
they can. That's what I'm saying, that they can have the rematch on a house show.
Problem is convincing Vince to do a title change during a house show because
He's done it
Rare.
before.
He's
I know,
Rarely
but
happens.
he hates it.
I know, I understand
Yeah,
that.
like what I
But
read.
it keeps
what I
things-
read is like when he'll do it sometimes, but he can't stand them.
But I understand that, but I mean, that's not something you can do. Like maybe do it once a year, but it keeps people guessing because like that one year, who was it? That one host show, was it Samoa Joe for NXT or something?
Yeah, well NXT. Yeah,
And
Yeah, but we didn't expect see that coming either. We were thinking, it has to be on NXT pay-per-view or it has to be on NXT on like the Wednesday show, but it was on a freaking house show for NXT, and we're like, what?
but that all comes out to look who gets to book NXT.
True.
And also, in all
But you want to
fairness,
shake things up.
WCW used to add to the Goldberg streak at house shows.
Yeah, they did.
That's
When
true.
apparently they had like 20 house shows a week, but
They probably did that with the Oscar streak too. When you think about
yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
probably true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But it's just, I can see that happening, and
Taven
I
should beat
would.
Goldberg Street.
That would be a cool thing if they had it, where not necessarily have the rematch on TV, so they can kind of, don't have to keep writing
And they
it.
can mention it the
They can
next
just,
week.
we
Yeah.
had it. You
Yeah.
had it at your rematch
He had
at the
his
house
rematch,
show.
but he came up short again. So
Yeah, or you can have it like on a recap. They have Snapchat and Instagram, and they recap the show and everything on there.
Mhm.
I mean, some people follow that, and they can see. We had they had the rematch at the house show in, Laredo. That's where I'm from, by the way. Hometown.
we'll see how this plays out. Battle by the border.
Oh my god!
First one to throw your opponent in the Rio Grande wins.
But be careful of it. Like
Don't drink the water.
Be careful of Llorona.
Good.
Yeah.
She might get you.
Llorona.
Guitar on the wall match.
Oh god!
Guitar on the wall. What kind of thing do you? No. There's no wall. No, I'm just kidding.
I know, but never mind.
We've gone into so far uncharted territory here.
Anyway.
There's no wall yet.
Share your thoughts on what you think. The
Yes.
no automatic rematch.
All
This
in
is
all,
obviously a
just
split debate here,
another
and we'll just kind of see how it
brick
plays
in the
out.
wall.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
I don't know what he's singing over there.
I don't know what he said.
Me neither.
No, Singing the Wall by Pink Floyd.
That's
Oh.
I could hear him, so I was laughing.
It's a long way from Boys to Men how we started the show.
And Feliz Navidad.
So,
Real.
Let's not that.
oh,
Anyway,
you're saying it's about to be to the end of the road?
yes, that's how we started. Well,
Oh
we're,
my
we're
God.
getting to the end of the road, but we're going to first send our congrats to John Cena, who received Sports Illustrated's Muhammad Ali Legacy Award. This was in the most recent Sports Illustrated issue featuring the Sportsman of the Year, and it was a very interesting article about a lot of the philanthropic work. Thank you, that he's done over his career. All the wishes he's granted through the Make-A-Wish Foundation. It is amazing, and he has shown no signs of slowing down.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, make Bailey the female John Cena.
Very well could.
And she could get
make
all
a lot of
those-
wishes. So
Make
Look at
wishes.
all the
I'm
wishes.
just saying.
for what it's worth, actually, on that, in that women's Raw gauntlet match, they started giving her a little pushback with
Yeah.
starting it off strong.
She
through a
lasted.
couple women and almost got through the third one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
So
Yeah.
maybe, hopefully, that's in the right direction for
I
her.
hope so.
Yeah, I did like how they booked her that
Yeah.
night. That was pretty
she's
cool.
got to have a strong showing in the Rumble, and I think the build up to that's going to be important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that this is this is second year, but I feel like this is a little bit harder to pick for the next show who's going to win the women's Royal Rumble. It's gonna
Yeah.
be a little harder.
Very.
But again, congrats to
Oh,
John
that's
Cena. He
little
says
harder.
he's not done with wrestling yet. He's
Yeah.
getting a lot of movie roles. Go see Bumblebee. It's gotten rave reviews.
Though I heard he did say he was almost kind of in a way
Yeah.
It's always his home. I think he'll make appearances here and there.
like The Rock.
Except Saudi Arabia. But
I think he said something along the lines of, "It's not my time anymore. It's their
Yeah,
time."
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I'm sure he'll show up every now and then.
Yeah,
I mean, if he does a part-time role, play the part-time role. Don't take a spot from anybody. That's my
don't
thing.
be a champion and knock out.
Yes, right.
Lesnar.
So congrats anyway on the Legacy Award. I mean, to have your name associated with Muhammad Ali is something pretty special.
That's pretty awesome.
And the award ceremony, he was awarded. The presenter was Muhammad Ali's daughter. So
Everything
Oh, wow.
he,
Lovely.
Yeah.
everything John Cena does turns to gold.
yes,
Bumblebee has gotten such great reviews too. I'm shocked.
Yeah, I actually want to see Bumblebee
But
now. Like before, I really wasn't that interested, but now
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
curious.
for all fairness,
You
though,
wanted
it's
to see it when you
not
found out
just
Michael Bay
because
was
of
not
Cena.
directing.
That's
Yeah,
true, too.
exactly.
Actually,
Well,
yeah,
I'm
that's
sure,
That's
but
true.
still,
yeah.
I mean, almost every movie he's in, it's either hilarious or good.
Yeah.
Blockers
Have
was
you
awesome.
heard something about them saying they want him to take over Captain America?
What?
I
I
have
don't know
not
about
heard
that.
He was on like Good Morning America, one of those shows, and one of those. I
If
think
they
Morning
do
Show-
a live-action Little Mermaid movie, I want him to be King Triton.
what?
What?
Yes, can you imagine?
John
Yes,
Cena?
John
Actually,
Cena?
actually, now
He's
that you
the
said
only
that,
guy with the bill that could do it.
crap. Okay, I got
It
it.
is just so weird.
Yeah, I'm with Tina here. That's
I'm gonna go with.
I actually
First of all, I don't want the movie made, but apparently they're making everything into a live action. If they're gonna do it,
They
it's
already
got to be
did
John
it.
Cena.
They already
Huh?
did it. It wasn't that good.
The live,
Live
action Little
action?
Mermaid?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't. I think they changed the story or something.
Not the original. I'm talking about the Disney. live
Yes, they
action.
remade it.
No, they
Didn't-
haven't.
yes, they did.
When?
Dude, this is news to
It was
me.
called The Little Mermaid. Yeah, but it's not very good. It was like a B movie or something. I don't know. I have to look it
Disney doesn't make B movies.
up. I'm sorry. Disney didn't redo it. Somebody else did.
I'm
Have
talking
you
about the
seen
Disney
the sequels that
remakes.
went straight to DVD? I mean, some of them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying the Disney
Those are
live
first-time
action
animators
remakes.
who just needed a job.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the name, but I can't remember.
Anyway.
Unless it wasn't like.
On the next show.
But
All
no,
right.
I don't agree with that. I'll say Momoa should be in.
Just Jesus.
Oh
Wow.
I
God.
mean, he already rules the sea, I hear. So.
Yes.
Yes, he already owns the sea, and he has the Triton already. So.
Did you see that meme though? It's instead of Elf on a Shelf, they put Jason Momoa sitting on a Samoa Girl Scout cookie. So the lady's like,
Momoa on a.
I don't want Elf on a Shelf. I want Momoa on a Samoa.
No.
I'll let Tommy finish laughing before we conclude
No,
the show.
Speaking of Little Mermaid and Jason Momoa, there's also a meme of like Little Mermaid. You know, she's like admiring the statue of Eric.
Oh,
But it's
yeah.
Momoa.
The statue is
Jason
Momoa.
That's
And I was
Tina.
like, yes.
That's Tina. Like, look at this stuff.
Isn't it neat? Yeah.
Well,
What did you
it,
think, my
well,
conscience complete?
just a caveat onto that, like literally no one in my family cared about Aquaman but me until they saw a trailer with Jason Momoa. Then all of a sudden, my mom, my aunts, my
I wanna
sisters,
go see
all
that
of
with
us-
you.
I was like, y'all a bunch of thirsty people that nobody gonna care about this movie until y'all saw Jason Momoa.
That's like on Elseworlds when they teased the Smallville thing. Tina was really hoping Tom Welling was going to be there.
That would have been awesome. Hey,
That's been pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
anyway,
Anyway,
Somebody
now
say-
before we get off on any more of a tangent, just want to remind everyone that Countdown to the Geekcast was nominated for the Best Podcast in San Antonio Magazine's Best in the City Awards.
Go
Please
vote.
Go vote. Have the link in the description. Not on the video in the description. Well, it'll be way down there.
oh, okay.
But
They still pointed down
where,
there.
where,
Down
Nacho
here.
is usually.
Down.
I don't think he's there right
Our
now.
cat's not there.
you can vote once a day until the end of the year.
Christmas.
So,
I
Christmas.
think he's under the tree.
Yeah, he's hanging out under the
Yeah.
tree. Lights are off, so he's just chilling. So definitely go vote, support us. It is an honor to be nominated, but we would definitely love to win that award. So
That would be cool.
Yes.
again, follow our Twitter account at CCG_WrestleCast.
Now that's
Leave us
right
a
there.
comment. and subscribe to the Countdown City Geeks
I don't
YouTube
even know
channel.
what's going on.
It's one of these
Again,
places.
you have until the end of this week to subscribe to be eligible to receive the limited edition Bumblebee San Diego Comic-Con exclusive print. There's
So
only
when?
Tuna. Bumblebee
until
tuna.
this Friday, 21st of December. Yep.
Did
Now,
John Cena sign it? I'm just kidding.
no,
That'd have
it's
been
funny. Steady got it from Comic-Con, so
Oh yeah, it's an exclusive from
it's
Comic Con,
exclusive
from San Diego Comic
Comic-Con.
Con.
There's only 10,000 of them ever made. So
awesome. Nice.
now, won't have an episode next week. This is our last one of 2018, as I
Why?
mentioned.
Because
It's
it's
a
Christmas.
holiday.
I'm kidding.
Everyone,
We
I want
record these usually
everyone
on a
to-
Tuesday, and it's Christmas. So
yes, everyone, please have a safe holiday.
Please.
Whatever your holiday is, just enjoy it with families. Enjoy the time. Have a safe New Year. 2018 has been great for all of us. We got this podcast / YouTube show started here in 2018. Finally putting a camera in front of us as we talk wrestling, and it's been great. It's been a lot of fun. So
Which is dangerous, but you know.
now,
Surely.
before we do sign off, I want to
Sometimes.
mention what our pick results were for the entire year of 2018.
Crap.
oh,
So for the year, I was 54 and 43.
mind you, he has the biggest record or most picks
'Cause
because
I've been on every show.
he's been on every show.
Yeah,
Some of us have not been on every show because we were sick, we couldn't make it, something or
yeah. Tommy was 50 and 40. Mike 22 and 11. Tina 54 and 27. Tez 4 and 3. Jericho 6 and 1. So by percentage, Jericho had the best record, but you've only been on one show.
And he's 6-1. So
Yeah.
I'm like, dang it.
Yeah.
And I was second.
We're hoping to get everybody more next year on more shows, kind of shuffle out. Or we also have the phone call thing working. We can get
Yeah.
everybody on there.
Was
So
Tina the
Sorry,
only
not
12,
shows
like
one
the
I like
only got all the show? Like she went 12-0 on this last one with TLC.
she's
Oh.
done that. She's the only one that has gone perfect, and she
Nice.
did that twice this year.
Oh, twice! Wow.
Yes.
Nice.
First one was it Hell in a Cell?
This one.
It was Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
The one that has 7-0.
Yeah,
yes.
the 1 7
I'm just trying to remember what show it was.
Yeah,
It was
no,
Hell
I
in a
know.
Cell because this was SummerSlam weekend.
Oh, there's Nacho.
There's no.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Hey,
Yeah, so he's one where I was spending
Yeah.
a second ago.
We will be back in a couple weeks.
Did anybody
Tommy-
else get a
In
perfect
dos
score?
semanas.
No one else was undefeated in a show. That was just you.
Wow, look at
Shows
me.
of Tina.
Yes.
That means
Now,
I'm
in
sure
a couple
suck at
weeks,
this.
this guy is going to host. And
He's
he'll be
cashing
joined,
in.
He'll be joined by myself and Tez as we preview
sorry, but
Wrestle
I'm not gonna be
Kingdom
on it.
13, the first big wrestling pay-per-view of the year.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to be on that.
You know what, Tina?
And kind of the only one that matters to me,
Is that a-
actually.
Maybe before the show, we should do like a math segment before
Ooh,
they go
yeah.
into the New Japan.
Fun with math.
Fun
Yes.
with math.
Fun with math.
Fun with-
Instead of fun with flags, fun with
Wow.
I like it.
Anyway,
I'll
so
be
we
here
will
for
have
it.
a
call
new
you.
show in a couple weeks, but stay tuned next week. I might have a little fun thing for you guys. So
Oh,
keep it tuned to the YouTube channel. So
Please, yes.
as far as
blooper reel.
as far as 13, as far as WrestleMania 13 goes, definitely comment with your thoughts, what your match predictions are. It is a pretty loaded card. Very easy to do a quick search and see what's on there. There are a lot of title matches.
The best site to go to is njpw1972.com for all your New Japan news and updates.
There you go.
You should get paid for that.
One thing I will note,
I'm on that
though,
site
You
every
should put
day.
a link down below.
I'm on that
Yes.
site literally every day.
if you can't watch the show live that day, they will be doing a 2-hour special on Access TV that night.
And I will say, you know, just a little plug. New Japan World is worth the money. It's like the network, $10 a month. But if you want to catch up on New Japan, you can always go back. They have a lot of commentary in English now.
Yep.
Oh.
They've and in fact they've even gone back and done a lot of old things
Nice.
to English as well. And the site can be English or Japanese, so you can just catch up on everything.
Cool. So to close out our last show of 2018, over here we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
There we got Mike.
Glad I got to join.
Glad you're here.
Yes.
My beautiful white team.
Bye, guys.
And I'm JC.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holiday.
Happy
Merry
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy
And as always,
holidays.
heels and baby faces, remember, pro wrestling is real.
People are fake.